Thank you.
What do you want,
I
Kitty?
hear kittens.
Oh, I will.
What do you want, Kitty?
I'm missing
I wonder
Kitty.
if Mike is going to be watching tonight.
He is? Awesome. What up, Mike?
No, I said I wonder if he is.
My cat's not nearly as energetic.
So
Is that your
we
own
have
kitty?
22.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Talk. Have fun. Life is a game. Enjoy it.
Life is but a dream. Merrily, merrily.
So we have 22 patrons, right?
I believe so.
I just want to make sure I didn't delete anybody here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
10,
5,
11,
6, 7.
13, 14. Oh, yeah, I'm counting 22 on the Patreon end.
Yeah, that's what I've got here. So I think we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
What's up, Andy? Hey, Minus, what's happening? I'm about to post the Hangout link here in the Patreon for you guys to join us since you're on our $20 level. So we'll look for that shortly. Although, Minus, I think you're at like 23.1 now level or something like that. That was hilarious earlier today.
Somebody remind me to like mute the music, you know, when we start, because I don't want to be that guy. It just goes in one ear and out the other for me.
Okay, post.
Okay, guys, impromptu Nintendo, the musical Nintendos. Guess the game.
I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna go with either Pokemon Ultra whatever or Animal Crossing down
Nope.
by the river.
And then all of a sudden it just breaks into the Super Mario World refrain.
Right?
I
I'm
don't know.
kind of digging the full beard, by the way, Justin. It's very
Well, it is
Mountain
No Shave
Man-esque.
November, so
I mean, for like another day.
yeah. But I think the girlfriend's gonna make me keep it at least until New Year's.
Oh, she likes it? See, my girlfriend wouldn't let me do it.
I've never met a woman
My wife
that likes
hates my
beards
goatee.
until Justin, apparently. So, you know.
She loves it. I don't. I normally keep it. I keep it trimmed but not shaved, so there's always a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. That's what I'm
sure.
most comfortable with because I can be lazy and not trim it every other day, and no one will really notice. Plus, she gets to have me be scruffy, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the full beard.
Oh, there are a lot of people in our chat right now. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Just
So,
about ready to
Steve
go.
done?
No, I'm
So
here.
I'm-
I'm just eating.
Watch a YouTube
okay.
video today on how to add games to the Super NES Classic Edition. So
pretty easy.
I'm gonna download the software onto my girlfriend's computer since again don't have Windows, but I'm gonna see what I can get on there. I want to get like Super Mario All Stars and Mortal Kombat and replace Street Fighter 2 Turbo with Super Street Fighter 2 and stuff like that. So
Justin, you literally
So-
can download a ROM file of every single Super Nintendo game and put it on that.
I don't want every single Super Nintendo game because
Yeah,
most
but, like-
of them I either don't want or don't care about or have never heard of or will never play. I just want to curate my favorite ones and probably all the ones that I have in a bin upstairs.
You need to
So
get that.
without spoiling your change the system or whatever you're going to use to talk about that, if
Oh, I
you
haven't-
even
I haven't
talk
even-
about it.
I haven't even unboxed it yet, so
But did you go through with your master plan that you were questioning us about the other day?
I did sort of. I bought the one off of not eBay. I should have bought the one off of eBay. I could have saved myself $20, but I bought the one off of Amazon. And then the seller contacted me the next morning and said they don't have any more of the European ones. They said they can either send me a US one, or I can be put on a waiting list. When they get some more of the European ones, they'll ship one out to me. I said, well, I've already got a US one. I specifically wanted the European. I'll wait. I said, can I get a discount for having to wait? I said, because I gave up getting it for $20 cheaper on eBay because I had already purchased this one and figured it would already be here by now. So they're going to get back to me on that, but whatever the case may be, I did go ahead and buy it, and hopefully the value of these don't drop drastically enough that I, like, if I can make my $80 back on the one that I already bought, I'm happy.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Cool, dude. Well, I believe in you. Also,
all right, guys, I'm gonna get this deal rolling here. But give me a second. I'm downloading that sound effect that Steve sent me earlier.
Oh no, is it the one that he's been arguing that you should use for like the last week and a half?
Yep.
Yes. Oh
my
Steve,
God! Thank God Mike's not here.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use this because it's like, the gameplay video and stuff too. So,
Damn.
Find me at that sound isolated, and I can use it.
Find me a child that I might live
Steve,
again.
I don't care if I have to connect my 3DS to my laptop through the microphone input and record it my goddamn self.
Steve, if you can send me a video where the sound effect plays with like no talking or anything in the background, I can isolate it in Audacity if you give me the time that it plays, and we will make this happen next week. I can promise you.
Yeah, same here. You don't have something with just the sound effect?
No, I'm having a hard time finding it.
Because I was going to say, if you have that, all I have to do is click one button and my computer will download an MP3 of it.
Yeah, see, same with me, but I don't have and I could edit it as well, but not like right before the show starts.
Well, yeah, not with 3 minutes to spare. Yeah, Lucas, I'll get that to you tonight.
Okay. Do we have a timer sound then, Eugene? Is it just going to be like you screaming in pain, going, why, God, why?
I just downloaded one right now, in fact. Let's see how it works out. Where is it?
Hi, Andy. Wow, we have a full house tonight. All of our
I need to
$20 patrons.
because I just spilled, so give me like 2 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
And there goes one of the hosts. Okay, guys, what's the host in Steve's place? Phantom, you got your camera up. Come join the show.
He would. I have no doubt.
So, Phantom, what are some of the games you've been playing this week?
Hey, Skytendo, you seem like a new name to us. Welcome to the show. Does anybody know who Skytendo is?
He's in our Discord, actually.
Is that Skyfair?
Did you guys hear that?
That is traditional.
Cool. That's going to be our sound then.
Okay.
Eugene, I know we're live and all, and it's probably not the best time to talk about logistical stuff, but like, when do we usually do the Orira part for the Patreon again?
It should be at the end of the month, but we haven't had any voicemails. Minus wrote in last month on there, but I don't think we have any voicemails. I checked like a couple of days ago, so let me check again real quick.
Okay.
This is a good opportunity right here.
Just call in on the voicemail, like live on the thing. And then when we don't do it because you did it 2 minutes after the show already started, you can like, I don't know, hate us forever and blaspheme us on Twitter.
There's going to be like some accent,
if you
Sylvester Stallone impersonation in there, you know.
And Lucas, you made sure to check the whole Patreon thing to make sure that we get forget Phantom's song, right?
Yeah, we will once again, for the third time, be ignoring Phantom's choice of music.
I think what ends up happening is he puts in his request so early that it gets buried.
We apparently just hate Phantom, so we're never going to play his music.
Phantom, when'd you get here?
Despite being our highest paying patron at the moment.
Andy ups me again. I'm waiting for it, Andy. I'm waiting for it.
But it literally, if you were to leave a voicemail right now, I would play it at the end of the show today because I have that voicemail box open. So It's your option. Okay, guys, so you guys ready to get synced up and get rock and roll rolling here?
Yep. I got
You know
new
what would
pants.
help is if I opened up my Audacity, and thank you for asking about syncing because I would have forgotten to record this week.
I believe I am already recording, so.
I've been
Hey,
recording.
Eugene,
I've been recording for almost an hour.
Since we're 3 minutes into the
Wow,
show,
you have no life.
my microphone on Audacity is set to cable output, and my speakers is set to speakers. Is that correct?
Microphone, voice meter, speakers.
Voice meter output for microphone, speakers is set to speakers. Okay. And testing. Here I am snapping my fingers, doing my thing, living my life, and doing my dance. Somebody talk.
Talk. There.
Okay, it's not picking up you guys. It is picking up me, and I'm
Oh,
almost
yes, we should
positive it will pick up my
probably,
music.
Make sure of that.
Yeah.
What? That
Yeah, double
you're
check
also
it.
recording?
I'm-
What? The music part?
Yes.
Well, no, the voices bleeding into each other's recordings.
Well, that
no,
shouldn't be a problem, but let's
we
let's
figured out
check
what
the
that
music.
Who's blooping?
we might be able to get another song from Eugene.
That might just be Eugene's counter again.
Yeah, no, that was me.
We are going to shame you for it.
Here we go, Eugene.
I see very little waveforms. It's a lot lower than my voice, but it always seems to do that.
Yeah.
Should be okay.
Have you guys seen the video where somebody does a cover of this using only kitchen appliances?
Not yet, but I'm
No.
sure I will soon.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, I have to find it. He's just
But
like
now, Lucas, you haven't
slamming doors and banging on things.
Copyright strike on this YouTube video.
Yeah, and that we will start like 20 minutes late because now he has to find his
penis.
Not what I was going for.
All right, you guys
All
ready to
right.
sync up?
Find your penis. Find your penis for $1. $1. Find your penis.
Jesus, let's get this fucking show rolling. In 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, I forgot to clap.
My God.
Houston, where are we at?
22 minutes.
Hey, Lucas.
1 minute 47 seconds.
Lucas, Steve, I put you last this time because I trust you. What were you at?
5307, and you're damn lucky.
Aren't we all?
I'm gonna go grab my non-clicky keyboard and then we'll get rolling, y'all.
Look at all these people. Sky
All the
Tendo.
lonely people. Where do
I don't
they
know
all
whether to
come
call you-
from?
I don't know whether to call you Sky Pharaoh or Sky Tendo because your name is different on each of our things, but I would love to join you guys in Rocket League, but there's no way I can do that and focus on the show at the same time.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm gonna
Not a
gonna
chance.
have to not be a part of that. Phantom looks like might be, but you know.
I'd
Okay,
get my meat off the
opening
floor.
up
Sorry.
this YouTube link seems to have everything in there. Can you all hear me?
Got a live update to our Patreon. Andy Searson is now the highest patron at $24.77. Thank you, Andy, for that.
Do we hear 25?
Hang on.
$25?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we-
Yes, I can
special,
hear you.
special
Okay, good,
story
'cause
for all the
my
live
web browser's frozen.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're working on
Lucas,
that,
fill this
I
time.
guess. Special story for all the live listeners. One of our patrons, so I'm going to, for the sake of anonymity, not disclose, but one of our patrons, who was a $20 patron, upped his payment by a few dollars the other day. So then one of our other patrons, who's also one of the higher bidding patrons, topped him by $1 to show him up. So then the first one, went up by a cent more than the other guy, and then the other guy went up by another $1, and now Andy's gone up by like $4.77 apparently. So
So if you would like,
everybody wants to be number one apparently.
if you would like to bid on Infendo Radio, go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio and place your bid today.
You guys are literally bidding on who our best friends are, so... No, just kidding. Just kidding.
It's
Okay,
it's
guys,
hard
so
to
You know, bidding does not increase the odds for winning our Super Nintendo Mini.
Also true.
It's hard to balance like the like I love you guys for supporting us and the hilarity of this nonsensical war. But
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Like, let me
Justin?
reiterate again. We don't expect you guys to give us any money, so like, don't feel obligated to do this. But it's really funny, so
Yeah.
It is pretty funny.
I like it.
Can I be the disclaimer guy?
Yeah, that seems like a good role. Okay, so how is our Justin doing? Is he's gone? Okay.
So Lucas, what other fun stories do you have for us right now that are not?
I have a lot to talk about on Change the System, but I can't
We
really
know.
do that right now. Oh, there's going to be Eugene, we are absolutely going to get copyright stricken because of one of my Nintendo's tracks.
So if you guys aren't watching live, you should be, because you just missed out.
Yeah, we are going to get copyright struck this week, I think. And there's I need to do it. Like it's a legitimate track in the game. I need to play it. It's happening. Just deal with the consequences.
Hey, we've already gotten hit by one, so there's no going back now.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you two. Do either of you know what Heather's track was from last week that Justin couldn't find?
No.
I don't. I could go and look into the.
No,
last week's
don't.
post.
I think that's
Don't
the
look.
idea.
Don't look. What I was going to tell you, and I can still say it because Justin doesn't know what we're talking about, is that I managed to pull it off. So that's going to be there. So now you all have the same
Ooh,
advantage.
Justin,
Justin?
I
I don't
don't.
think I want to know.
Are you alive?
Can you hear me?
Copyright
We
strikes.
can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't know what
Okay,
the hell
guys,
happened, but I'll look for that song later.
It's an Infendo
Okay,
record.
we're gonna get
10
rolling
minutes
though,
late.
since we are 10 minutes. So let's get started with the show here. I'm gonna make note in my Audacity.
We're on Taco Time Standard Time.
Oh
Oh
god.
boy.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio. It is what's the date today? We're on the 29th of November, so it's actually the very last show of the month, which is really awesome because we're actually going to be doing a couple of giveaways. We're not going to give away the big one today, which is the SNES Classic. However, we are going to be giving away the little Twitter retweet contest that we kind of had, and we're going to be doing that at the end of the show for that Pokemon Bank. So stay tuned for that. But until then, I've got some guests to introduce. So how the hell are you doing tonight, Steve?
What's up?
Almost exactly what I expected from you. So
I'm wired. I have sugar. I have caffeine. I have more sugar, and I just had dinner.
Oh yeah,
We'll
I've
take
got
it.
a hot cocoa in my coffee, so I'll be good tonight.
Ooh. I'm going to
That's
have to
actually
try that
sounds
later. Because I have hot cocoa and coffee.
well, Justin, who was that? How's your hot cocoa doing tonight? How are you doing?
Well, it's actually cold by now. Good evening, everyone. And just a reminder, tonight's show is for mature audiences only, which unfortunately excludes most of Senator Roy Moore's girlfriends.
And all 4 of our hosts.
Oh God, I just don't know where to go for that. So hi.
Well,
hi,
since
Lucas.
Steve completely stepped on my punchline.
Okay, I would like to point out that this is like the 5th time that you've almost called either me Steve or Steve Luke.
I got flustered. I didn't know where to go after Roy Moore. Like, where do you go? What do you do? I was reaching for Steve. I
here's
grabbed
where you-
I
Lucas.
think you go to therapy.
Here's where you go. Here's what you do. I am Lucas. I have a personality, a distracting personality that will hopefully either charm or infuriate you. This is a gaming podcast. And that's what we're going to talk about. It's some video games. So let's play us some games. So also, stay tuned for Nintendo Tunes because it's going to be amazing. I'm hosting, and that's
I
always
hate
fun.
you already.
I
I
know.
have a live update
Oh,
from our
no.
Patreon. So Minus64 has just updated his pledge to $25. Thank you, Minus64, for being our highest paid Patreon, at least for the moment. At least for the moment.
And remember, you too can bid over at... Oh, fuck, I just lost it. I quit.
Oh, and for-
Patreon.com/Infendo Radio. We're really
Thank
good
you.
at this.
And for those of you who are wondering, yes, Mike is gone for the night. He had an emergency puppy surgery he had to handle, so he's busy saving lives and high five and paws with
doing
puppy
far more
heaven.
important shit than we are.
So
So
not,
he will be back
Yeah,
next
sure.
week, puppies in hand.
That is not
Right.
his puppy. I hope.
So, okay.
No, there's actually no dogs in surgery. That was a joke because he does veterinary stuff. But
Right,
okay, let's bring the show back up. Get excited! Video games.
Everybody's joking. Nose diving tonight. Oh shit!
All right. Let's reel it in. We're gonna move into the news, and thank God I'm the first person to go, so I can just start talking about fucking ARMS because it's getting an update here soon.
That sounds painful.
Apparently, ARMS is getting the 4.1 update, which is going to go live tomorrow on the 30th. So that's actually pretty exciting. It said on the Japanese tweet that there's going to be familiar balance adjustments, but as well that there's going to be let's see. I think they said that there's going to be a new arena and and a new elemental charge or something like that. So, and possibly a new character. So let me see. I just want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, so it says that there's going to be a surprise edition. So they didn't say exactly what it was going to be, but I guess speculation is that it could be like a new character or a new arena or a new elemental charge or something like that. So what do you guys make of this news? I mean, I know that not many of us are still playing ARMS, meaning just me and you, Lucas.
Some of us have never
you
played
too.
it.
I'm excited
game.
for
It really
new
is.
updates. It seems like they're coming hot and heavy with ARMS.
News is good news with ARMS. Like the last update was really cool. The event was a lot of fun, and like it's one of those new Nintendo games that seems to be getting a lot of constant updates. It's kind of keeping it fresh for me, you know, and clearly for you because a month ago, like we weren't even talking about ARMS, and now here we are playing it again. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I just want to correct myself. Yeah, they didn't exactly say what the new update is going to be, but they said that there was hinting at a surprise edition. So whatever that means, I guess we'll have to find out tomorrow.
and it does say in the article too that it will add an element, but like I feel like that's just going to be a mistranslation where it's like it will add a new element to the games and like a new feature or a new like I'm not expecting a full blown like new set of ARMS with new elements. I want that, but like I just
Or maybe
I don't know.
badges or something.
Maybe just
yeah, new badges even would be awesome.
I would be cautiously pessimistic about that because like there's probably going to be something and it'll probably be cool, but like don't expect like a new character or anything like that. Like
yeah, I think a character would be kind of far-fetched, right? Since we just got a new character, you know, they usually like tease that out beforehand anyway. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it with ARMS. I mean, I don't know that there's much else to say here other than ARMS update. Good. Yeah.
Always
Right,
and forever.
That is it. We didn't get to our timer, but that's okay. So let's move on to our next little bit of news. I believe you are up here, Steve.
Mm-hmm. So there were some leaks and rumors and whatnot the other day about the potential of a new Super Mario Brothers cereal themed after Super Mario Odyssey. And the interesting thing about these rumors and leaks was that there was an Amiibo logo on the box with the Mario Odyssey logo. And people began to obviously speculate that this cereal box is going to be compatible with Mario Odyssey. That has actually been confirmed. From what I've been reading and hearing on Twitter and whatnot, it sounds like Target and Walmart might be the exclusive carriers of this box of cereal. And it does come with, some reports are describing it as a sticker, an Amiibo sticker, but some are saying it's a disc. Either way, it's got an Amiibo of some sort in it that activates some sort of a power-up in Mario Odyssey.
I would imagine whatever it is that contains the NFC chip would be inside the box, because if it's just a sticker on the outside of the box, anybody can just walk to the store and rip it off.
Well, and some are saying too that it's inside the cardboard as well.
Right.
I have a feeling you're going to be able to just like put the box on the Amiibo reader or whatever, and it'll just read it. You know?
Yeah, I figured like it looks like something that you just kind of cut along the dotted lines, and there you go, new Amiibo card.
Mm-hmm.
Just God forbid you cut through it and slice.
Well, then you have to, then you have to go get another box of cereal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be
So-
looking for one of these.
I was just
am
gonna
actually
say,
going to go out
for
on my
sure.
lunch tomorrow, and I've got, I think, a Walmart right by the dealership I'm at tomorrow, and then I have a Walmart and a Target by my dealership on Friday that I'm at. So I'm actually going to try and find me one of these.
So these come out tomorrow then? I'm sorry, I was kind of in the chat when we were talking about the release.
That's the other thing, is it doesn't say when they're being released, but there's already people on Twitter where, you know, they have them in their hands. So they're clearly out in the wild
Photoshop.
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
possible.
So we're all getting boxes of Mario cereal then. That's the plan.
I am.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
sure as
I'm-
hell gonna try. Yeah.
I'm
So
going
I'm-
shopping on Saturday, and I'm going to be looking for this.
I'm going to try and get
hopefully it won't
two.
be- Yeah, hopefully it won't be as hard to find as real amiibo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It
Yeah,
sounds like it's gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
I was just
no,
gonna
it's-
say, it sounds like it is gonna be as hard to get as actual amiibo. I bet you the Nintendo collectors are gonna be out in droves. You know.
Hmm.
Well, they also say that a limited number will come with the amiibo. So they're going to continue to
Yeah.
sell the cereal, but I'm guessing that after like the first few shipments, you might not see the amiibo cards anymore. So hopefully it won't be quite that hard. But no, I was just going to say, like, I feel like I grew up a little too late for some of like the Nintendo brand like cereal and stuff like that. Like we had like Mario brand SpaghettiOs or something, I think, when I was a kid. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, macaroni and cheese, but like I was kind of late to the whole like Nintendo brand cereal party. So this is kind of my chance to be like an '80s kid.
I still remember
Sure.
the commercials for Nintendo cereal. I remember having
Me
a
too.
party. I remember having a party in, I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade, and somebody had brought a box of cereal to share with the class. That was the only time I was ever able to actually eat it.
Oh,
See,
that's
and
funny.
as if to go great with your memories of Mario cereal commercials, I fondly remember the Mario Got Milk commercial from my childhood.
Oh yeah,
So it's
Oh,
kind
I
of like
forgot about that.
a give and take there. You know, you bring the cereal, I bring the milk, and we have a horrible analogy.
I see where you're going with that.
So I think the question I have is, what amiibo, like what character are they going to tie with this amiibo? Like like when you scan amiibo, it always comes up as like some kind of generic thing, right? So like, is it going to be
Right.
tied to Mario? Is it going to be tied to like a Goomba? Like,
I
I
want-
think it's just going to give Mario a cereal box for clothes and a bowl of cereal for a hat. That's my.
I was actually going to say I want a cartoon box of Mario cereal. Like I just want a little animated like Banjo-Kazooie style box of cereal bouncing back and forth to pop up whenever you scan it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, is it'll just be some generic amiibo with some random little icon on it when you scan it.
sure. Yeah, that's just my question. Like, it has to be tied to something, you know, because they tie every amiibo to something, you know. So I'm curious as to what that will be.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I will be training my cereal box in Super Smash Brothers as soon as I can.
Oh God.
Assuming it's a Mario.
Right.
It's a me, Mario.
That's awesome. I'm super excited for this. Like we've been saying, like it's just brings back all the 80s feels, you know. Like I remember having the I never actually had the cereal. I've eaten some, but I remember other people owning it. Like I go into their houses and seeing fucking Super Mario cereal in the cupboard and be like, yeah, that's what I want. I'm eating that cereal.
Can I tangent for a second here? Because I just remembered that I have something that I've completely forgotten about. When I was in college, not college, when I was in high school, like 12th grade, my friend got me a can of Super Mario brand energy drink. And I don't drink energy drinks. B, I didn't want to drink it. I still have the unopened can with probably like the 12-year-old rotten energy drink inside of it, sitting somewhere in my closet or garage. And I kind of want to dig it out. I kind of want to find it now.
We get to $500 on Patreon, and Lucas will drink it live on the show.
If you give those $500 exclusively to me, I will drink just about any rotten energy drink you want me to drink on the show. These guys don't drink the drink; they don't get the money. but I'll make the sacrifice, and then I'll probably die. That would probably actually kill me.
Lucas, you're
Speaking
not
of
the
which,
only
I'm
one.
overdressed.
Lucas, you're not the only one that has something like that. I have a gold Yoda can from Star Wars Episode 1.
A can of
Oh
what?
gosh.
A
Oh, like
Pepsi.
energy drink? Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
So,
Okay, all right. Well, that was our news timer for that one. So let's move on. And Lucas, it looks like you're going to lead us into our next news topic. So why don't you take us away?
Oh my. All right. Well, this is incredibly ironic because I have been their biggest like anti-nemesis monster on Twitter. But guess what's coming to Switch this month? It's Yooka-Laylee. It's that game that was never going to get released that came out like a year ago everywhere else. It's Yooka-Laylee. It's happening, guys. It's finally coming to Switch. So
I'm getting it.
we've
Me
been
too.
bashing the I'll get it when I have money. Like that's the staple for me. But like we've been bashing the crap out of them collectively for, the horrible job they did kind of telling us about what was going on. But now all is forgiven because the game has finally been released. It is coming out December 14th of this beautiful year. So yeah, if you want to play Yooka-Laylee, now is your chance, and you haven't played it yet already, like now's your chance to go nuts with it. And I think like 3.5 out of 5 Infendo co-hosts are super pumped. So take it away, gentlemen.
To it 3.5. I
Mike
am
is
pumped.
kind of at a like neutral zone.
I am pumped because sorry, I interrupted you again there, Justin. I was just gonna say I am pumped because like I do have other consoles that I can play this on, but I've been specifically waiting to get it on the Switch because I think the portable form factor will do that game, a good service there. So I am excited. I know that it's been panned like critically, so I'll kind of go into it with the.
I mean, it's been getting medium to
like middling, yeah,
very middling reviews, and a lot of the criticism comes from it being too much like an old game, which is kind of what we want, isn't it?
Kind of the point.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't actually played it yet. I am definitely going to get it. I might wait for a sale or something like that, but I've waited a long time for this game. I haven't played it on anything else. I don't have anything else that I can play it on except my computer, which I don't really play games on.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this news. Hopefully they will release it at a reduced price since it's gone on sale on Steam.
Not happening.
No, I mean,
no.
Is that an assumption?
Not confirmed. Not confirmed, but it's not happening.
Yeah,
You'd think they would have announced that like with the release date, if because that's good news. That's stuff you want to get out there. But
yeah, but I mean, it comes from a good pedigree. I love those old games. Yeah, they're kind of obnoxious in their janky sort of way, but they're also charming in the same sort of way. So
yeah, and the for me, the reason why I speculate that it's not going to come out at a reduced price is because they're still planning on releasing this physically on the Switch. It's not going to release physically at launch, but they still have to maintain those retailer relationships, right? So they don't want to have it less money on the eShop and sell it for full retail, at like Walmart. Like Walmart would throw a fit. GameStop wouldn't allow that. So yeah. I just have a feeling that it's going to launch at 60 or whatever the full price is right now,
40.
It's like
40 is full price.
I thought it was a $15
go.
game. Really?
Oh no.
Wow.
It's on Steam. Its regular price is $39.99, but it has gone on sale for $29.99 on several occasions. So
damn.
Well, I might not be getting it day one then. That's a bit much. I was hoping it would be 30.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is after all this time and the fact that it's gone on sale on other systems, I'm really hoping they'll throw us a bone. And
it would be really nice, right? Like for the Nintendo owners,
hey,
maybe even just for a week.
Fucked up our launch, but
yeah,
here, have a 25 off coupon.
Okay,
right.
So salt levels have decreased since our initial interaction when we all talked about this in private. My feelings on it, like I'm kind of with you guys, I guess. Like after the emotional response is gone, which I understand it's not their fault, but I just can't help but feel salty. That's where I am. But
if the problem was getting it to work on the system, then blame Nintendo, blame the system, and
Well, but I don't know if they can do that necessarily because I feel like there have been other developers that produced for Unity that pulled it off. I think it's more just that their game specs specifically had some trouble running with that particular engine on that particular system. So they needed to wait for the patch. It's just bad. It's bad circumstances all the way around. And maybe there's something that could have been done to prevent it, but none of us work for them, so none of us really know. But for me, it's more of a logistics thing right now. I mean, like, money is tight, and I want to save what I have for like the really good games. I
still kind of want Skyrim.
Well, and this is going to sound cliched because it was what everybody was using like when they first announced the delay. But like, I have Odyssey, and Odyssey did it for me. Like, Odyssey filled that Banjo-Kazooie need I had. It filled that Mario need I had, and I don't feel the need. I love collectathon games, like my favorite genre of old game. That I'm happy that they're finally back. But like, I just got through with Odyssey, and that was a massive experience. I don't really feel like I need Yooka-Laylee right now. Like, I needed it like 8 months ago. I don't need it right now. So I'm probably going to hold off for a very long time.
You even said that was probably going to happen too. You even said that, Odyssey was probably going to fill that need. And even if Yooka-Laylee came out sometime soon, you might not get it just because of that.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of where I am. I mean, like, if it was a really cheap game and I had the money to spend on it, yeah, I'd go for it. And I'm sure I'm going to have a great time when I finally play it. Like, that's not a question. But it's just there's so many other games that I'm more interested in right now that I kind of feel like it's past its point of interest for me. And it's going to be one of those games I end up getting like way down the line when I have like $15 or $40 just to blow,
Sure.
I don't know why I keep thinking it's supposed to be a $15 game. I've had it in my head for like a year now that it was going to cost like $15 for some reason. And I don't know, hearing that it's 40 just hasn't settled in yet. Like, it doesn't feel like a $40 game to me. And admittedly, I've never played it, but like, So,
sure.
I mean, if it's as
that's Yooka-Laylee.
expensive as Banjo-Kazooie, then yeah, I can definitely see it being $40. But
It's not quite as expansive. Like, without getting too spoilery, I think there's like 5 worlds. It's more of like an indie version of what you'd expect from like Banjo-Kazooie. Like, it's more of that small scale kind of Banjo-Kazooie style, and that's because they're a small team,
Right.
But
All right.
Yooka-Laylee.
Well, that was Yooka-Laylee. That was Yooka-Laylee right there, folks.
Yooka-Laylee. I love it.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to our final news topic. Justin, I believe this is you, so why don't you take us away?
Sorry, I forgot I had stuff to do. Oh, this is the sales thing.
Yep.
See, I didn't even intend for this to be the case, but I gave myself the easiest one once again. Yeah, so Super Mario Odyssey is the best-selling video game of 2017 so far. I mean, we're almost in December. There aren't usually any huge releases in December. They usually come out September through November. So it's probably pretty safe to say that it will sweep the year. But even still, for a Nintendo game to be the top-selling video game of any year, it's been a long time.
But let's be clear here. This is the top. Makes the top-selling Amazon list.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, Amazon is like the #1 seller of anything that exists ever. So
sure.
That's still a pretty significant sales share. We'll find out, when the actual NPDs come out, what the real numbers are. But yeah, for Mario Odyssey to outsell every other game this year in just the few weeks it's been out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
And the thing,
and definitely a good sign for the Switch.
The thing that amazes me about it, and I'm sure part of it is because there's more Switchers than there were when Breath of the Wild came out, but like, maybe I just missed it, but I heard so much hype for Breath of the Wild, and I didn't hear as much for Odyssey. Like, people liked Odyssey, but they were like, yeah, it's a good Mario game. Like, Breath of the Wild was like god tier for people. So I'm surprised that Mario Odyssey is like the best-selling game on Amazon as opposed to like that one, maybe.
I
No?
wonder if part of that has to do with Breath of the Wild releasing on 2 systems.
Maybe.
So
Well-
maybe
Oh, yeah,
instead of it being, maybe the Wii U version is considered a separate sale. I'm not sure how they get those numbers curated, but that could be it.
I did just. I did just think of another thing too. Mario is probably like globally a lot more popular than Zelda.
True.
Like,
Yeah,
I feel
I would
like
think so,
I feel
too.
like I've heard that Zelda does really good in the West,
Yeah.
and especially a Zelda game that's supposed to be based on like Western game design principles, like Breath of the Wild. Like
Right.
that
Well,
game
just think
probably
about
did
the kid
really.
aspect. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, just think about the kid just think about the kid aspect as well. Like, what would you rather buy for your like 5-year-old or 6-year-old, a Mario
Yeah.
game or a Zelda game?
Yeah, exactly.
My
Mario.
my kid is getting like 10-year-old games for his DS. Screw that. You're not touching my.
It is true though. Mario has a global appeal. I mean, Mario is one of those characters who's like one of like the most recognizable fictional
That's what I
characters
was
of
gonna
all
say.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
He's
Up there with
got
Mickey Mouse.
universal. Yeah. So he's got that universal appeal. Like
I don't
we
know if
might
this is-
prefer
I don't know if this is
Zelda.
still the case, but I remember back in the day, there being reports that Mario was more recognized around the world than like Mickey Mouse, who's been around for almost
I heard that
90
too.
years.
But yeah, like we might all prefer Zelda over Mario, like personally. And I know we probably all don't, but I know personally I do.
Depends
But
on-
Mario is definitely like the most. It's Nintendo's best-selling series. Like that's why
Yeah.
Mario is always the one that gets put in like these new situations where they have like a new game mechanic they want to test out, or they want to show like
Right.
their system's hardware power. Like it's because Mario sells and Mario's popular. Like that's
Yep.
case closed. So that's that question answered, I guess.
Michael Halvey in chat says Nintendo and Mario go hand in hand, and I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
There is like Zelda games have kind of had a niche market. I mean, it's a big niche market, but even on Nintendo systems, they're kind of the one that the hardcore Nintendo gamers play. Whereas, Mario and Nintendo, you get a Nintendo system for the Mario games. That's what everybody thinks,
Yeah.
I want to know what the
absolutely.
attach rate is.
Right.
I
yeah,
want. We're really at least we're all quiet. No, go ahead. I was mostly gonna joke. So do you?
I wasn't going to say anything either. I was just going to say, yeah, I want to see what the attach rate is too, because I remember for the longest time, Zelda was at a 1-to-1 attach rate with the Switch.
Zelda had
Above.
a greater than 100% attach rate because
I was one of
Lucas.
them. I owned Breath of the Wild before
Yeah.
I owned the Switch for like 3 months. So yeah, I understand that completely. Now, I was just going to say, now that they've got all these great games on the Switch, all we need is a Mario Party game that actually plays like a Mario Party game on the Switch, and I will be
Online.
the world's happiest.
Online.
Like I want
Online.
Online would be good. It doesn't even need to have online for me. All it needs to have is fun mini games and boards. It just needs to play like the first 6 Mario parties, and I'll be happy. That's all I want. That and maybe Animal Crossing.
I don't care how long it takes to get through, 20 turns or whatever. I want these separate die rolls because
I just want to play Mario Party, like regular Mario Party. I'm sorry, I know I'm derailing this entire conversation, but
Hey,
why,
we don't have to buzz
Nintendo? Why? Okay, that's that mini rant that's been brewing inside me for 100 days.
That was
Okay,
worse than the
good time.
ukulele rant.
It's just been so long. I just want a good Mario Party again.
And with that was our timer. So I guess it's time for us to table this discussion, table the news, and move on to Nintendo Tunes. And I hear it's going to be a good one this week because
I'll get my scorecard out.
and we
even though it's not
have
gonna
some
matter.
awesome Patreon suggestions, and you can give a Patreon suggestion too if you go to Infendo. Fucking balls! You can go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, is it, Eugene?
Eugene is his harshest critic.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a little break. We'll let Lucas set up, and then we'll be back with Infendo.
Oh.
Yes, and to anyone playing the Infendo drinking game, we've already got one shot.
Yeah, actually, Minus just wrote that in our chat.
Does it start before Nintendo's though, or does it actually start at the start of Nintendo's?
That doesn't
Does
matter.
for Minus. So just to clarify, because you guys always talk about the Infendo drinking game, and I'll be honest, I tune out like 80% of what y'all say. That's every time Eugene drops the F-bomb, you take a shot, right? That's the
every
game?
time he swears.
Oh, that's easy.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go drain the fire hose and get myself some eggnog to play along. I'll win one of these games tonight,
fuck, shit, damn, ass. Those are all swear
fuck
words.
on cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
And there goes all of our patrons.
It looks like, according to Michael and who's making these rules here? It looks like Michael Halvey says it starts before you go live, and JZB said that's actually 2. There was one right at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, I'm going with the chat. The official count is 2, but it ends at the end of Nintendo's.
I'm just playing freaking Nintendo's like a normal human being. I don't need any of this.
I need you so bad right now.
Michael Havley says, bottoms up, bitches. So, drink up. So I assume that you're pretty much good to go at this point, right, Lucas? You don't need to do any setup or anything?
I'm all set. I'm ready. I have all of my folders numbered. I have the developer. I have the system that each one was on. You guys aren't getting me with your what's the developer questions this time.
By the way,
I'm ready for you.
Speaking of Nintendo's, I was screaming at my phone at work this morning listening to last week's show. I had Doom like 3 minutes before you guys did. But I was rebooting my goddamn computer.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Did you not get any points last week then?
I got 2, but I would have had 3.
Oh my god.
I would have had 3, and Eugene would have had 1 less.
That means that we're gonna need you to from me.
We're gonna need you to go back down to like the funny stereotype Steve who never gets any points. I don't like this self-actualized Steve who's actually like winning Nintendo's now. It's kind of freaking me out.
Oh, I don't know about winning. I'm still losing, but I'm just getting the obligatory 2 points now. Okay, I have to eventually get better, right?
I've got my folders there. I can minimize the chat. I've got all my windows up and running. I'm good. All right.
No, you need to keep the chat open if you're the host. We can't use the chat.
No, I don't mean minimize. I literally meant minimize as in like make smaller, not like the clicking the button minimize.
Sorry, MIT. I'm like, what? Minimize? No, you can't.
Yeah.
No. Hey, you can't talk while you're scratching your balls, sir.
I can, actually.
And you are.
So I'm done.
Some jokes, Lucas, never get old, do they?
Never, Steve. They never get old. It's that tired, worn, used material day after day that's going to keep people coming back for more.
Hey, we're doing all right
never stopping. The same jokes every week.
Oh, God. Don't forget.
HG Phoenix says, get a bigger screen, Lucas.
That's the guy who lent me his microphone. And the brother of one of our $20 patrons. So.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
And my How to Survive buddy. So
if you keep giving us money, Lucas might be able to buy a second screen. Then he doesn't need a bigger one.
Yeah.
I should be careful, though, because I jokingly said looking to donate, and knowing them, they would probably actually find me a screen. So I should be careful.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you where my second screen came from on air.
Taco Time break room, maybe?
No, Taco Time back office.
Oh my God. Steve, why are you saying this?
Are you kidding? That one was a piece of shit. They're never going to sponsor us. That's okay.
Just Justin's doing whatever he's
So-
doing.
I gotta say, I feel like our rule can't be if they're never going to sponsor us, we can talk crap about them. Like,
Yeah,
we
that's
have
true.
to have better standards than that as a group.
That is true. But I wasn't talking crap about them, just their computer screen in the back office.
Yeah, that's fair.
Their food is great. Seriously, they've got a BLT burrito. Amazing.
This episode of Infendo Radio brought to you by Taco Time. Taco Time. Isn't it time you had a taco time? Taco? Taco time?
It's time.
This Infendo Radio episode not actually sponsored by Taco Time.
Unless you guys want to.
Infendo Radio is currently being sued by Taco Time for false advertising.
Their food really isn't good? What?
So did Justin just die? Is he just gone?
No, he went
He
to
said
the
he was
firehouse.
He said he was making a drink, but he probably got distracted.
I forget that for
Or
most
something.
people, eggnog means like alcohol because I just drink it
So,
straight up.
Lucas, we have a request from one Andy Searson in the chat. He would like to hear the
Justin?
song Justin Come Back.
Justin, come back. I don't know,
here.
man. I just got done talking about old jokes not needing to be around anymore. I don't know if we need to be rehashing anything. It's all about the fresh, the new material. The
I hate
look
you
at that
all.
cat. That stuff.
But that's nostalgic for me. That's episode 1 for me.
And I can drink eggnog without alcohol, but why?
It's so good.
Why would you drink eggnog in the first place?
Because
I agree.
tis
So
the
good.
season.
No, it's not. No season is the season. It's never time for eggnog time.
All right, guys. So let's reel it in. Lucas, you're going to be bringing us into Nintendo, so I'll let you do that. So I'm going to make a note in my Audacity, and whenever you're ready.
Do your warm-ups.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Infendo Radio, the show where we know what we're doing 30% of the time, maybe 20. But we know what we're doing right now. Right now, what we are doing is my favorite part of the show, the only part that I really wake up enough to be fully functioning for. Nintendo's. I have 12 tracks this time because I couldn't get enough of hosting Nintendo's and I wanted to make it last forever and ever and ever and ever. I'm going to play songs from those video games, all of which come from Nintendo game system thingies, games that have been on Nintendo systems. And these lovely gentlemen are going to be guessing the name of the game. And that's the show. That's the entire shtick. And I'm going to make it as hard for them as possible because I hate them, but I also love them. So, you
But
guys
mostly
all
you
ready
hate
to... It's 30%. So you guys all ready to do some Nintendo toonies today?
I sure hope so.
Fighting with my mouse at the moment, but
I
I'm
just want my 1 point.
Oh,
Maybe two.
and I guess before we get started, I should also say that if you are a $2 patron or more, go onto our Patreon and suggest music every week. We have a segment that goes up every Thursday or Friday. I forget which now. And I actually programmed this part. But it goes up toward the end of the week for next week's show. It's called Become an Elite Beat Agent. And you just go on and you suggest whatever game or music that you want to play, and we play it on the show. So we've got a lot of listener suggestions today, actually. So I'm going to kind of deviate back and forth between them. This first one, however, is entirely from my own mind. So without further
Sonic
ado,
Forces.
let us begin.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
What?
Okay, never mind. I thought my whole computer froze.
Oh, God.
Lucas is doing his Frozen impression.
And without further ado,
All right, I'm good.
let us begin. Okay.
I'm good. All right, now I
Let
can
me
click
know
on
how
your
the
face.
levels are. Can everybody hear
Could
okay?
use a little.
A little louder.
Just a titch. There we go.
Perfect.
Yoshi's Island DS.
Your first hint is I actually really loved this game when I got it.
Sonic
So
Advance?
Sonic something.
No? I like how you guys are just going to guess Sonic for everything.
We're
Is
bound
this
to be
a
right
D-
eventually.
What did you say, Eugene?
Is this a DS game?
It is not a DS game. This is actually, I guess your first hint is this is a WiiWare game.
It's sounding
Hey.
like the stream can't hear it, so why don't you turn it up just a bit? Chris?
Okay. Pump up the jams.
And then now that I remember, I'm going to minimize the chat, so you're gonna have to keep up with that, Lucas.
Oh yeah.
Okie dokie. Can they hear it at all now, or was that just a problem with? Hey, somebody in the chat, let us know. Can you hear my music? Was it an audio problem, or was it like a volume problem?
Wait for that delay. Wait
Okay.
for it.
They said
How
they
about we
can
get
hear it.
another track while we're waiting?
Okay, track number 2. I guess your second hint, since I should be on top of that, is this game was developed by Hudson Soft.
By what?
Hudson Soft.
Okay.
You know, the little bumblebee.
This isn't. This Adventure Island?
Nope. Eugene?
Hudson Soft developed a bunch of Mario Party games. Was it a Mario Party game?
Yes, but no.
You said WiiWare, right?
Good call.
WiiWare. I saw your face light up like a child on Christmas. It was beautiful.
I got nothing. I don't know my WiiWare aside from Bit
I'm
Trip.
having
Oh, yeah,
trouble
forgot
too.
That was WiiWare. Genre?
Shooter.
This is a shooter?
This has got to be the happiest
Yeah,
shooter
right?
I've ever heard.
I know, no kidding.
It was a shooter that actually had a really interesting mechanic that made it a lot of fun to play, even though it was kind of a throwaway game. Let's go into a third track.
Is this a Bomberman game?
No, it is not. It's not a franchise game. It's a one-off.
Diddy Kong shooting?
I just said it's not part of a franchise.
Is it
Um,
that is it like it's a first person shooter, right?
I don't remember if it was first person or third person. Memory's a little fuzzy on that one.
I know that
I
they
don't know,
came,
is
that they
Duck
came
Hunt
out
a
with
first
this
person
like online multiplayer game, but I can't remember what it's called.
Here come the swears, everybody.
Yeah, I got my
Shots
glass all ready to go.
I'm gonna need another hint, maybe.
God, I don't know what else I can tell you. Have anything you want to ask?
Did it have online multiplayer? Am I on the right track?
I'm almost positive it had online multiplayer. I think you might be thinking of the game. Maybe.
I'm just trying to remember the name. I know. Give me another
I'll
track. Give
even-
me another track.
Okay, I've only got one more. I think it's like the title screen music.
Well, give us one more.
I don't know that I'm gonna remember the name.
I concede.
Fuck.
Why does Lucas
Give up?
keep muting? Is that just me?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Okay.
I can't remember the name, dude. I know it's gonna piss me off when you tell me.
If you've even ever heard of it, this game was called Water Warfare.
Nope.
Nope, that's
Nope.
not the one I
No?
was thinking of.
It was
I gotta
a
know.
water. It was a
I gotta
water
look it
gun
up.
shooter. You would soak your enemies with water, and they would get heavier and harder to move. And like the whole mechanic was like avoiding getting shot and getting heavier and becoming a weaker target. I
Nope,
love
the game I'm thinking of
That
is
sounds
called Onslaught, but it's also made by Hudson Soft.
slightly different game.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
It was
well,
one of my favorites.
I'm not so mad then.
All right, well that was it. Nobody got it. I honestly didn't think anybody would, but I was kind of hopeful.
I want an update to this
Um,
game because it sounds fun.
I actually want
Right?
to play it again. Like I wish it was out, but you know. Anyway, I guess we'll jump right along because I do have a few more tracks than usual, and I don't want to eat up all of our time tonight. So this second game comes from Jay-Z Beast, who is one of our patrons. And away we go.
Use a little volume upper. Liking it though. Is this sounds like a newer game. Is it like GameCube or newer?
This game has actually been on both the Wii U and the Switch.
Oh, fuck me.
This isn't Zeo Drifter, is it?
It's not Zeo Drifter.
Is it an indie game?
I guess. Hold on.
I was say if it's been on Wii U and Switch, it almost has to be.
It's definitely an indie game because it was developed by an LLC. So
Okay.
This isn't Fast Racing Neo, is it?
no, but good guess. I'm gonna play another track because he specifically requested these two tracks. I want to get them both in there.
What's our genre for this game?
Honestly, that's one spot where I'm a little fuzzy on. I can look it up real quick. Let me take a peek.
It sounds like it would be a rhythm game.
Yeah, kind of, right?
I actually don't think it is. At first glance, I thought it was a shooter, but hold on. I'll get a verdict here in a second.
God, I'm gonna kick myself when I don't know this because I guarantee I've heard of the game.
This is a Metroidvania game.
Oh, it's fucking Axiom Verge.
There you go.
There we go.
God damn it!
Who gets the point for that?
Eugene.
I heard Eugene, but I don't know if that's just because he was shouting it.
I mean, I said Axiom first, but I couldn't remember the second word. So
I'm willing to I'm willing to go for both of us for a point. I mean, I don't really care. It's fine.
I mean, you did kind of both. You did kind of both talk at the same time, and I'm not a horrible person, so I guess we'll just split the point. You guys can each have a point.
Okay, I was gonna say I can't do half points on this thing, so.
No, it's fine. Just you each get a point. It's like you tied in Mario Party, which apparently is the theme of the night. So,
all right, so we're all beating Steve.
There's a shocker.
It's a beautiful day. This next track is not a suggestion necessarily, but it was actually recommended by a friend. It just wasn't an official patron suggestion. So, here we go.
Oh! Oh, motherfucker! I know this fucking game.
You know the game. Your first hint is I find it really ironic that Eugene is like on the verge of guessing this because it seems like it'd be a game that's right up his alley.
This isn't like Sim City, is it?
It is not, but it is a Super Nintendo game.
Is this International Superstar Soccer?
Nope.
Fuck. What is this game?
That's 5. This one game is going to double your shots, everybody.
Gentlemen, shall we go to a second track?
My eggnog's half gone.
I honestly loved like all the music tonight. Chad is saying they're all already wrecked.
Oh God. You're welcome.
Y'all from Utah or what? Shit. We're only at 5.
All right, gents. The developer for this game, the publisher is rather famous, so I'm not going to give you that one right away. The developer is Sun L.
Sun L?
Mm-hmm.
Never even heard of them.
I think I know what that means. This is.
I'm at a loss.
Talk to me, Justin.
This is gonna be a blind shot in the dark, but Arrow the Acrobat.
No. Damn,
Okay.
I was hoping you would get that.
Um,
Can anybody guess the publisher just by hearing the
Sunsoft?
music? Nope.
Okay.
I was gonna say either Konami or
Konami.
Capcom.
Yeah, it was.
One of those is right.
Probably Konami then.
One of those is wrong.
Okay, we have Capcom. Do I have another track, or is this already another track?
This is another track. I just switched us.
I have no idea.
Genre.
I
I
don't.
need another hint, I think.
The hint I'm going to give you is this is a rather famous franchise. This game is a little unorthodox, but it's part of a long-lived franchise.
From
Wait,
Capcom.
is this fucking Mega Man Soccer?
It is fucking
I
Mega
knew
Man
it was a
Soccer.
soccer game!
Sick. Huh.
That's why I found it so funny that right at the
You
beginning,
said soccer.
you like went nuts because I was like, the soccer guy is gonna guess Mega Man Soccer.
Oh man.
So that was
I'm glad I got that one.
an unofficial late night suggestion while I was compiling the songs while I was on Discord. So
Was that last
That-
night?
that was last night.
Yeah,
This
you
next
can
one,
see my
however,
eye roll in HD now.
This next one, however, is a very official suggestion from our Patreon from one Mr. Mark Nowak. I actually love the music in this game, so this is awesome. Currently, the score is Eugene at 2, Justin at 1, Steven at none. But let's see if he can change that this round. And away
Yep, plenty of
we
time.
go.
Very Japanese.
This is Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, you got it! It's Super Mario Odyssey! No, it's not.
I know this.
I do too. You said
I
this
think I've
came
actually
from
heard
a
you guys
patron?
talk about this game.
You said this one came from a patron, Lucas?
Yes, this was a patron suggestion.
Is this a recent game?
Fairly recent, yes.
Yeah, they keep wanting to say Cowboy Bebop.
I know, it sounds like it, right? I'm going to go to a second track, and then I will give you guys the system. So in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, the system for this one is 3DS.
Why do I know this?
I think you guys have played this before.
Just gonna enjoy my Subway.
Developer?
I'm sorry?
Developer?
Nope.
Well, fine then.
He's asking for a developer.
Oh, I thought he said, is it Hello, bro? My answer might still be no, because, what the hell. This is probably going to give it away, but it is developed by Game Freak.
Oh, is it that
Pocket card jockey.
card jockey thing?
And Steven takes the point.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Let's say they've only got 2 games: Pokemon and Pocket Card Jockey.
They
Damn
have
it.
Harmonite.
Yeah.
But that's
I
not
didn't
on
realize
3DS.
that was them. I think it is.
No, but it is a game.
Isn't it?
Is 3DS, is Harmonite already out on 3DS? I guess
Harmonite came out a long time ago. I think so.
I could have sworn that was a 3DS game.
Hang on,
I can't Google it, or Mike will, like,
this.
Psychically chastise me.
Are you doing this, Eugene?
What am I doing?
Are you looking up whether Harmonite is out? Because it looked like you were typing something.
Are we all
Oh,
on
no.
the same show here? or-
I'm ready for the next song.
Oh, all right. Then we're going on to track 5. I thought you were doing something. Okay.
No.
Eugene 2, Justin 1, Steven 1. Proud of you.
Yay.
Track 5 is also a listener suggestion. This one came from Mike, aka Corky Dog. And away we go.
You guys are
This is
awesome.
pretty much the whole track.
Is this shuffleboard the game?
Congratulations! You're totally wrong.
Is this like the sound that the floppy disk makes on like a?
How about we get a second track, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds just like.
Let's shut Steve
Clearly
right up.
NES.
This is NES.
It is clearly NES, yes. Fun fact, this game was also developed by Hudson Soft.
This isn't Adventure Island, is it?
Adventure Island.
Nope. It is a game I have never heard of, but you old folks might have. I don't know.
I'm sure we have.
So
I've actually retained the release
Hudson
date
Soft
of this
games.
game in my head, so I can give you that as your next hint when we move on to another track.
A Hudson Soft game on the NES that young folk have never heard of.
Well, that's anything on the
That's pretty much
NES.
everything.
I'm pretty sure they've heard of some games.
Yeah, don't be monsters.
We have Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt.
Ice Climbers, all the big ones.
This isn't Bomberman, is it?
This is not Bomberman.
I think he's heard
No,
of
I
that.
didn't think so.
Right, next track. This game was released in 1986. I don't know if that's going to help anybody.
Well, I was 3.
That's what I was born.
I've been watching Jeremy Parrish's Good Intentions series for like the past month, so I've probably seen it on the list, but never watched it.
Is
A
it
little loud,
licensed?
by the way.
Okay. See, it all sounds the same on my end. So.
Is this licensed or original?
I don't think it's licensed. If it's licensed, it's incredibly obscure.
That's possible too.
It's not like Bonk, is it?
It's not Bonk. I've actually played Bonk.
No, that was like 90 something.
Did it? No, you said it's not licensed.
Come on, Justin. This is your department.
How is this my department?
Old obscure NES
You're the
games.
old one.
Fuck you all. I should get a point just for that.
All right, I only have
sympathy point for the abuse.
I only have one track left, and I feel like I've given you all the hints. So
I'm just trying. I can't think of many
It's
Hudson
clearly
Soft
a water
games.
level or
Hold on.
something.
actually, this was just called Stage Theme 01.
Did you give us genre?
Let me go Google. The one thing I didn't look up was the
Hard
freaking
G.
genres.
Like, they did a bunch of weird shit, but
Sounding game. I've never heard of it before, but
I
I do kind of dig the tunes, honestly. Let's see. This actually, I can give you some other stuff. This game was also released on the Game Boy and the Wii and the Nintendo 3DS.
Huh? That's a
Yeah, which
virtual
means it
console
must
game.
have had ports. It was featured in episode 64 of Angry Video Game Nerd.
So it's a terrible game.
I'm definitely gonna hit myself for this one. I think I'm giving up here, though.
I give
I
up.
can't think of them.
Nobody's got it? Yeah, I can't even really... Oh, it's an action-adventure game, so that doesn't really help anyone. Does everybody give
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
The game was called Milan's Secret Castle.
I've heard
Okay.
of it.
All right.
Nope.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Never played it.
I
I always thought that
never
was
heard of
actually-
it before.
I always thought that was actually a Nintendo developed game, so color me surprised.
Yeah, well, that's a thing, I guess. Yeah, I actually kind of dig the music, and I love old video game tunes, but I'd never heard of it before. Right, moving on to track number... I'm loving what you're doing over there, by the way.
I have no idea.
Moving
what
on
you're
to game number 6. This one comes straight out of the darkest recesses of my mind.
Ugh. Sonic Force.
That was great. I just saw that just.
I thought we were playing video game music.
Did you like just trap a dog in a bathroom or something and just put a tape recorder on? Like, what the hell is this? No, really, what the fuck is this?
6.
All right, gents, are you ready for the second track?
I hope it's better than track 1.
It's not.
Can't touch it.
What the fuck?
7.
I don't know if I can drink right now.
This is the official soundtrack. This is a GameCube game.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 through 17.
DDR Mario Mix.
Nope.
Keep talking or
Totally
we're going to get a
wrong
copyright strike.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yep.
I'll give you guys a track that might be a little bit easier, but I still don't think anyone's gonna get it.
DDR Toe Jam and Earl Edition?
What the hell is going on?
Eugene, hell is not a swear word.
Yeah, I don't think that can.
Well, unless you're in Utah. I guess if you're in Utah, you can take shot number 8.
Okay, guys. This game was developed by Edge of Reality, Vicarious Visions, and Amaze Entertainment.
Vicarious Visions. Vicarious Visions did all the Guitar Hero games, and they did like the. Did Guitar Hero come out on GameCube or like?
No, that's
It's not Guitar Hero. It is a licensed game.
Clearly.
What is it?
It's a licensed game.
Yo, crank up the bass and turn up the treble. We about to have a party well below sea level. Got my homies representing from the
Donkey
H2O.
Kong
Forgive me,
128.
I give it back. It's called Squid Pro Quo. We
Nope.
be raising misbehaving, rolling all night
What?
long, and the party gets so hot we nearly fried the
Digging the
prawn.
It's like a
The
sports
sequels
game.
coming and the crabs all be powdered.
Say that again,
No, we
Eugene?
tried to turn the party
Is it like a
out.
sports game?
No,
Yeah.
this is a game based on a terrible movie. And this is my last track.
It's a terrible game based on a movie or a game based on a terrible movie?
Terrible game based on an even worse movie.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Trying to think what terrible movies had MC Hammer in the soundtrack.
This movie that the game is based on was not Finding Nemo.
That's oddly specific.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Phantom gives a similar hint that I'm not sure if he was actually... Was he in it? Phantom says Will Smith was in this movie.
Is this Shark's Tale?
Yes, it is Shark Tale!
Son of a bitch.
Are we at 7 or 8? I'm lost.
I don't know, but I need a drink just for that game.
Jay-Z Beast also gets a point for guessing it at the same time.
I should have guessed it from It's Not Finding Nemo, but I was trying to do some sort of wordplay with it.
How do you get Shark's Tale from not finding Nemo?
Because
It's the only other fish movie.
yeah, Shark's Tale was. Remember when during that period where every time Pixar would release a movie,
Yeah.
DreamWorks would release a suspiciously similar movie.
Right.
Shark's Tale was DreamWorks' response
Okay.
to Finding Nemo.
That hint suddenly makes sense.
There you
I
go.
watched it when I was working in childcare.
You're all welcome. I promise some of my other game selections are wacky, but that was the one that was like the promised land. So I'm happy that the reaction was as good as I wanted it to be.
No,
Without-
but really, that first track, did you have like an animal trapped in a cage or something? Like that was scary.
It's called Track 14.
I thought he was playing the track right now. My cats are fighting in the next room.
That's how many
Oh,
dogs
God.
they had to kill for that track.
All right, give us the next game,
Ah.
for Christ's sake.
All right, gentlemen. Game number 7 is another one that, well, you'll see. And away we go. Oh, word of warning on this one. I couldn't actually get the audio from the game, from the music, just the music. So there's some background effects, but nothing that'll give it away.
Is this a Patreon suggestion, or is this your own videos?
I don't know, Justin. Is it?
I don't recall the Insane Clown Posse doing a video game.
I don't think you know what the Insane Clown Posse sounds like.
Have you heard Carnival of Carnage?
Does anybody want to take a guess?
If this is the if this is a Patreon one and it's one of the ones from last week, I don't remember the name of it. So
Okay, good. Then I can say it outright. This was Heather White's suggestion from last week.
yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I remember having the same problem. I couldn't find anything but gameplay videos.
I figured at the very least I could cut some clips, some gameplay, and play the tunes. It's enough. You get a tune for it. So I'm gonna play the second track because this is just gonna keep looping.
This sounds
This
like
was
Christmas themed.
It does, but it's not. It was a Wii game. Probably WiiWare, if I had to guess. It also came out on a lot of other systems, apparently.
Sounds oddly Ubisoft.
Kind of like it.
It's actually done by Echo Software.
Is it like Alvin and the Chipmunks?
That's what I was just
It
thinking.
is not. It's not a licensed game.
If I think of it, am I allowed to answer, or should I bow out of this round?
I mean, I think it's fair. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't remember what it was. I just remember having the same problem.
Yeah, if you can will yourself to remember it from a week ago, then I think it's fair game.
Keep drinking.
I only have 3 tracks, by the way, so I'm gonna go on to the last one. God, I don't know what else to tell you about this one. It's kind of like from what I can tell, it's kind of like a physics kind of game.
This
Like
World
it's
of
more
Goo?
thought. It's not World of Goo, but it reminds me of World of Goo.
Ooh, that's not a bad guess.
There's actually a few games like it.
Is it
kinda.
Boom Blocks?
No, the soundtrack for Boom Blocks would be available. I think I've used that before.
I know I've used it before. Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo did the music for that, by the way.
Sounds like Pick Me.
I've got nothing.
All right, well, this one's probably gonna stump everyone too. Then
Congratulations, Heather. You managed to stump the person who already knew what it was.
this game was called Aqua Panic. It was for the Wii.
Yeah, I never would have remembered that.
No, I would have never gotten that.
Point to
Alright,
with a
so-
water theme today.
Yeah, you noticed that?
Yeah.
So, what's the score again? Refresh my memory, because I kind of got lost during Shark Tale.
Steve 1, Eugene 2,
I won.
me 2.
Awesome.
Yep, congratulations.
I'm surprised you didn't make that joke
You
the first time.
won. All right, gents, let's go on to track number 8, slightly more grounded in reality.
Carnival games?
No.
First, Lucas.
First thing, this is a game. This is not like shovelware garbage. This was an actual game
Okay.
that exists.
So it's not Shark's Tale?
I mean, you never know.
It went from sounding very circusy to very dark. Like the clowns have
This-
started killing people.
This is actually a love song, if you can believe it.
Was this a Wii game?
This was an N64 game, but we might be listening to the PlayStation 1 soundtrack.
Well, find out, will you?
Nah.
Doesn't really make much of a difference.
It might. There are some games that were completely different.
No,
from
it
what this
had
was.
this. It had the same soundtrack. I just don't know if it's slightly higher quality. But
So it's an N64
Next-
game that also appeared on the PlayStation 1. Was it something like Vigilante 8 or something?
nope.
Vigilante?
Your next. Your next hint, yeah, that was no weirder than Q or Quay. I guess.
Quay.
I don't know. He's confusing me now. Your next hint is kind of an
Genre.
obscure one, but if one of you has really good gaming knowledge, you'll get it. The
Justin.
Japanese subtitle for this game was Adventurous Spirits of Steel. I'm not giving you the actual title because that would give it away, but the subtitle was Adventurous Spirits of Steel.
I'm not giving you the actual title because that would give it away. The most obvious statement of the evening.
Adventurous Series of Steel. It's not Twisted. No, Twisted Metal never came. Is it Carmageddon?
Nope. You're kind of in the wrong ballpark. Think more fun and happy than hardcore and dark.
Give me another song then. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm in the hardcore and dark kind of track.
How's that? Is that soft and fluffy enough?
I like that much better.
If you've played the game, you should know it from this, but we'll see.
Clearly, I've never played the game.
Even if you haven't played the game, the last track might give it away if you've played other games that feature specific characters. So stay tuned.
What? No.
That, children, is called foreshadowing.
I will say that despite this being a game that I really like, it's not a very well-made game. It didn't age well.
Did you give us genre yet?
God, how do I describe it? Kind of an adventure game. Yeah, adventure. It had some slight dungeon crawling aspects to it, but it was kind of a mess, honestly. It wasn't a very well-organized game. It didn't even really know what it wanted to be. I'm going to give you the last track, and if you still can't get it, I'm going to give you the developer, because I think that's also a big tell.
Why does this sound familiar?
This track has been featured in some fighting games that stars one of the characters.
Was this Mega Man Legends?
Yes!
Fuck!
9.
It does
Sad
not
about that one.
sound at all like a Mega Man soundtrack.
Yeah,
Really
Mega
doesn't.
Mega Man Legends was kind of an obscure, off-the-wall game, but I love
And
it.
it-
It's got like
and-
my favorite version of Mega Man in it.
Wasn't it like just Mega Man 64 on the N64? Like basically
Yeah.
the same game but more broken?
Exactly the same game, except that the N64 version is inferior. So, you know. But hey, at least we got a port.
Good pull there.
Yeah, I like that game. So, you know. It's been a while, but I do have another. I actually have 2 more listener suggested games coming up. This next one is one of them. This one was suggested by our own Mr. Minus. And I almost just read the name out going into my spiel here. So let's just go right into it. Track number 9.
Keep on reading.
Justin is winning.
Who's drumming on the microphone?
It was probably me clicking to get the music up.
Will you turn it down a bit?
Sure. Better?
I got nothing. It sounds like a recent game.
It is a very recent game. This game was released on Switch.
Is this Octopath?
Nope.
Stardew
Good
Valley.
guess, though.
I am Setsuna.
I'm sure Eugene would
Nope.
know that. Binding of Isaac.
Nope.
Alright, before we just start guessing the entire Switch library, where we have either a different song or a different clue.
I will give you the publisher because I don't think it will help you. This game was published by Kemco and developed by EXE Create Incorporated.
Sounds very Sonic-y.
It does, but it's not.
Not Fire
Is it
Emblem
like-
Warriors, is it?
Nope.
Is it like an indie game, would you
That's
say?
Tecmo, not Tecmo.
Pretty sure.
The hell is this?
I actually didn't even know the name of the game until he suggested it.
A little bit louder.
Did it appear on things up that were not Switch?
Pretty sure it's a very recent release. Let me take a look if it's been on anything else. Let's see. Well, it's on Steam, it's on PS4, and it's actually also a mobile game, I believe. I'm just going to play the last track. I don't think any of you know the music, so... I guess my last hint will be, and this might be more of a personal hint than for people who are listening at home, but this is a game that Minus has been playing recently, and it very much looks like it was built with the RPG Maker engine.
Gosh, I just can't pull.
I wouldn't be able to get it if I was playing.
I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this one, man.
Everybody give up?
I kind of do, yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
This game is called Antiquia Lost.
Oh, yeah, no, never.
Yeah, that sounds
Minus
like a
is
Japanese
actually-
RPG.
Minus has actually been playing this and posting tweets about it, so I didn't even realize it until he suggested it. All right, well, I'm going to say I have 2 tracks left. I'm getting rid of my last one because it's not that important. We're going to go to 11 this time. Next one comes straight out of my... No, you know what? Next one comes from Phantom. It is our final listener suggestion. And away we go.
I know this freaking music. When it sounds like a character select screen or something like that. What? I'm gonna need,
Do you
I'm gonna need
not
a hint
know,
here.
or are you just not telling us?
First hint is this is a game for the Nintendo GameCube. Shall we go into a second track? I know for a fact that at least one member of our show has played this game.
Not Beautiful Joe, is it?
Nope.
Is this 1080 snowboarding?
Nope. Let's see if I can give you the developer. Oh, I forgot about this. I don't want to give you the specific company, like the specific subsection, but this was actually developed by Nintendo, more or less.
GameCube. You said GameCube, right?
Wave Race Blue Storm.
Nope.
Ah!
You lost count, Dave.
Mike is screaming at his computer right now. I know, it's amazing. I love this song. Let's go to another track. The other developer for this game was Noise.
Oh, is it? No. What about genre?
God, You ask the genre question all the time. I kind of know it, but not without giving it away. Let me check it out. I'll give you how no character from this game has ever appeared in Super Smash Brothers. There has at least been a trophy featuring the game before, so that's something. It's an action role-playing game.
Not something weird like Captain Rainbow, is it?
I almost picked that, actually, but no, it's a little more mainstream. Yeah, I know, I love that game.
Action role-play.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Odama. No.
Mm-hmm.
Odama's like an action role-playing game.
Yeah,
What's really gonna make me mad?
Action role-playing game.
Just like Battalion Wars?
Nope. This game had a lot of customization.
Custom Robo?
Was that it? Haven't we used that one before?
I'm sure we have, but that was a listener suggestion from Phantom, so we're going with it.
Wasn't that one a GameCube exclusive or a Walmart exclusive, or was that the DS version?
You know, I think that might have been a Walmart exclusive. Now that you're saying it, I never got the game. I have bought it once, but that was to send to Mike when he lost his copy. But I know Mike will have gotten that right off. Like, as Mike is listening to this tomorrow, he'll be screaming at you guys because he's got to know it. It's one of his favorite games of all time. But yep, that's Custom Robo. I have one track left.
That hint totally gave it away.
Yeah, but I had to give you something. You guys are tied at 3 each, right?
Mm-hmm. Not
and
Steve.
As we all know, Steve won. So I guess this is for second place. I have one track left, and I'm happy that I had 11 now. This one is from my horrible mind, so prepare to have a horrible, horrible time.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Final round start.
Sonic, some bullshit Sonic.
No,
wait, no, I know this game. Why do I know this? Lucas, why do I know this?
Steve has taken the role of Lucas in this one, where he's just completely tuned out of the whole game.
You got his point. Why do I know this?
I don't know, but one of these nights I'm just gonna like collect all the music you guys play and download it all, and then wonder why my hard drive is full.
This has actually been a really good sounding Nintendo. Like,
right?
I love the music from this one. This is a Wii game. That's your first hint. Let's go to a second track.
Is this Pokemon Battle Revolution?
Nope.
Little lower.
Your next hint is GameStop gave this the award of flat out worst game.
It's not Carnival games.
Is this Ninja Bread Man?
Nope. I almost picked that too. Wow.
I'm
very
reminded
much
suddenly why I hate playing when Lucas is hosting.
Is this Anubis 2?
Nope.
Fuck.
What are you Googling right now, Eugene? Oh,
I'm not Googling.
he's all like, I'm not
went to
Googling. I am
Eugene and
downloading."
Justin stuck in an epic death battle to guess the name of the crappy Wii shovelware I picked for the final tiebreaker.
I'm eating Auntie Annie's pretzels.
I'm
Proudly
almost out
sponsored
of,
by Infendo.
I'm almost out of eggnog.
This was developed by Frontline Studios and Colaris Studios.
Oh,
That's
thanks
a
for
big
that.
In case you can't tell by now, this is a racing game.
Why do I know this fucking music?
Especially if it's a terrible game. What
Was this like on an Angry Video Game Nerds or something like that?
Probably, but I don't know. I think I saw it on Peanut Butter Gamer once. It's pretty popular for being horrible.
Is it popular because it's horrible?
Yeah, it's not a good game. Nobody's playing this because they want to.
I've got nothing, man.
I'm trying to give you a hint without it being too obvious.
Was it licensed?
It's like a corporate sellout kind of game. I guess
So it was licensed.
technically you could say it's a licensed game.
Was it like some kind of Hot Wheels game or something like that, or?
It's not Hot Wheels.
Micro Machines?
I want one of you guys to get this.
Matchbox?
No, you're not quite in the right area. You're thinking like car toys. It's not really the theme of this particular one.
Didn't they have like some racing game with a bunch of mixed Cartoon Network characters?
I think Corky Dog knows it in the chat. Okay, guys, for the sake of not dragging this on and for the sake of ending the tiebreaker, I'm going to give you Corky Dog's question, and I'm going to let you guys battle it out.
Okay.
He asks, did this game involve candy?
Candy Crush something? Candy Crush Racing?
Wreck-It Ralph?
No?
Oh, Gummy Bears Racing?
Is that a
No?
thing?
M&M, Skittles. M&M's Racing!
M&M Racing.
Yes!
And then it slipped my mind, and then it was gone. Fuck.
M&M's Kart Racing for the Nintendo Wii, voted by GameStop as like worst game of everything. Ah,
Good soundtrack, though.
Yeah,
is
right?
good.
That's
Yeah,
at
not
all.
bad, right? For a horrible sellout game, like catchy. Well, congratulations, Eugene. You managed to beat the odds. My rigged game against you came out on top.
We
Apparently,
lost Steve's audio. Apparently, he answered that long before.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we can't hear him right now. He's talking, he's
Oh, wow.
typing, and we can't hear him. Steve really did win!
Well, Steve, yeah, no, we can't hear you. I'm gonna give it to Eugene because that wouldn't have been enough for you to win anyway.
Yeah, that's
but you
fine.
can
but
also
I want you guys.
you
to
can
check
also have
recording.
the point. Yeah, you can also have the point. I can't wait. The recording's just gonna be you going, "Can you bastards not hear me?" Here, Eugene.
Yeah.
Here is your
can hear you
victory
now, though,
music for
Steve.
winning Nintendo.
Well, yeah, because I just switched my audio back.
Oh, you knew I was
Congratulations,
going to win with
Eugene.
this funky track.
All right. My timer is ticking down. My girlfriend has left work. She's on her way home, so I would like to talk about the game that I've been playing. So let's move this along.
All right. Congratulations, Eugene. You're champion. You're the best. We love you. Tune in next week for more epic Nintendo's antics. I won't be hosting, so maybe don't tune in. It won't be as much fun. But hey, I'll still be.
All right. Well, for the sake of time, let's just move straight into the listener question section, which we call the question block. So, first question here, which comes in from JZ Beast. So he says, here's a two-parter. Aside from the ones already confirmed for the Switch, what are some indie games that you guys would like to see come for the Switch? 2, what are some of your favorite indie titles that we got on the Switch, besides the obvious and awesome Shovel Knight? And that one's for you, Steve.
Clearly.
So, what you guys think?
I'll
Hi,
jump in
sorry,
first.
Okay.
Texting my girlfriend. Let me read the questions to myself. while
Yeah,
somebody
go ahead,
else.
Lucas.
There's actually indie games I want on the Switch that aren't on the Switch yet. I want Cuphead. I really want Undertale. More than any of those, I want either Players Unknown Battlegrounds or
God damn
I'll
it, you
take
literally are taking all of my games that I was going to pick.
or I'll take the knockoff one that just came out, Fortnite, a while ago, because like
Oh, sure.
that even looks fun. Like I'll take either one of those. But more than anything lately, I've been wanting to play that game, and I want it on my Switch. So that's it. For part 2 of the question, indie games that I've really enjoyed. Well, for me, I feel like Shovel Knight is a fair answer because I don't usually give indie games a fair shake. Steve, help me out. Wasn't there another indie game I was playing a lot of that I really enjoyed? I didn't really
would
like
have to look
Shantae.
through your play history.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I'm not huge on indie games in general, but I did like Shovel Knight a lot, so I kind of want to use that as my answer. I didn't really like many of the other indie games I played so far, so I'm cheating. I'm going with Shovel Knight. Sorry. Oh, no, I'm going to go with Plague Knight because it's technically not Shovel Knight, and I can get you on a technicality.
There you go.
So Plague Knight is the best indie game I've played on the Switch.
My answer for best indie game I played on the Switch is I think I'd have to give that to actually Stardew Valley, honestly, because I probably put the most time into that one out of all the indie games on the Switch. But I haven't played a lot of indie games on the Switch either, so that's kind of a tough one. As for games that I want on the Switch, gosh, Lucas, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. Like, give me freaking all that other shit you said. Cuphead, like I want that. That would be ideal. But so yeah, Justin, Steve, what you guys think?
Number 1, Cuphead. Number 2, I don't know, Shovel Knight, because I don't play too many indie games.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. Is the one I'm playing for review considered an indie game? I mean, it's a
not really.
Yeah, because Sega. I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I guess. I mean, I would play more indie games if I had the chance to. Like, we really need some more demos. That's what we need. We need more demos so that I can try these games and decide, yes, I absolutely must buy them.
Demos are very important, I think, for Nintendo gamers because we're so used to like our Marios and our Zeldas and stuff that like we don't want to take the risk.
Used to everything that isn't Mario or Zelda being shovelware. So
right,
yeah, exactly,
right. Steve, this is kind of your question.
Yeah.
Like, what indie games do you want?
So we're getting Bit Trip Runner 3 soon. I don't know when. I need to go on the Infendo Twitter page and check up on those guys since I'm blocked. But I really, when they bring that, I want to see them bring the rest of the Bit Trip games to the Switch because those are the indie games that got me started on indie games.
Developed by Q Games, the developer that worked on a lot of the Star Fox games.
Right.
Favorite indie titles on the Switch right now?
Oh, sorry, one just came to me. How about Braid?
What is that?
What?
Braid. Have you guys ever played
Braid? Oh, I would love to play Braid. And I was actually just thinking about that game the other day.
Never heard.
Yeah, that game would rock. It's by the it's the same guy that did that Jonathan Blow, right? Isn't he the guy that did Fez?
Oh, I didn't think he ever did another game after
such a
Braid.
good game.
Actually, Corky Doug said that in the chat too. He said Fez would be a good one for Switch.
Yeah, Fez.
I'm not 100% that Jonathan. No. Jonathan Blow did Braid and The Witness. The Witness is the game that I played like early last year, and you guys didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
The Witness would be a good one for the Switch.
I just remembered.
That would be perfect.
I just remembered my favorite indie game on the Switch, guys. Room in the Night Sky.
All right, and next question.
Steve, since I cut you off, why don't you give us your games here before we get timer buzzed?
So yeah, for games I want to come, I want the rest of the Bit Trip games to come. That way you can just have all the Bit Trip games on the Switch aside from just 3. Favorite indie titles on the Switch?
Come on, Shovel Knight is gotta be yours.
Well,
yes and no.
Well, and he also specifically said not counting Shovel Knight. So.
Yeah,
sure.
So
Okay.
If I can't count
I got nothing
Shovel
else to
Knight,
choose from, so
the other one I would have to go with is going to be Muds when it comes out. I'm sure it'll be out by the end of the year. But Muds is an amazing game. It's one of those games like Shovel Knight I own on every system I own.
Sure. Oh, timer. But sorry, I just thought of two other games I'd want on the Switch: Limbo and the other game, Inside, that came out from them. Limbo and Inside.
Yeah, both of those would be good.
Throw Valiant Hearts into the mix there.
Oh,
That's a game
yeah.
I've really been wanting to play.
That game's super good.
All right, next question.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So looks like we are done with that question. Thank you, thank you, JZ Beats, for that. Justin, why don't you take us away with Cookery Dog's question?
Okay, Corky Dog
Corky.
asks.
I always read that as Cookery Dog. I probably say that out loud every week.
Cocorico Village. Anyway, do you think Nintendo will ever revisit old NES games like Clue Clue Land or Wrecking Crew? First of all, they did revisit Wrecking Crew on the Super Famicom, but that's about the only, like,
Well,
considering they had a Wrecking Crew level in Smash Brothers, it seems like, you know, they would want to raise some awareness of the game itself other than a virtual console release.
didn't we also kind of get like Wrecking Crew from the NES remix games? I think that was one of the ones, wasn't it?
I think so. I think that was in
And
one of them.
I think it came to the 3DS too as a 3D classic.
No, it
I'm
didn't.
thinking of something else.
They didn't make very many 3D classics.
Hmm.
I would have remembered that. Clue Clue Land was never really all that successful, so I highly doubt they will ever revisit that one. I would love to see Devil World come out over here finally.
Oh yeah, Devil World. We got like a Smash trophy of that. That's the guy that like points up and points down or whatever, right?
Yeah, that was an early Famicom game that came out in that black box era that never got released over here, presumably because there was just too much religious imagery to try and work around, and Nintendo of America was sticklers about that. I guess we're kind of not really answering the question. Do we ever think they will revisit these games? I'm gonna say probably not. I mean, unless it's kind of like a throwaway mini game or, you know, a reference in Smash Brothers. A lot of those games are gone and forgotten for a reason.
Well, I think that with this subscription service that Nintendo is touting, I think we're going to get a lot of those old forgotten games. You know, we're probably not going to get like your Mario 3s or anything like that, like on the actual subscription service, you know, that we'll probably have to pay for those types of games.
I don't know.
I don't think though that we're going to see I interpreted the question as like, are we ever going to see like a new entry or something, or like a modernized like remake or anything? And I hate to say it. I hate to say it because it's so much a part of like Nintendo's history, but I doubt it. Just because people, and I hate to sound like a stupid kid, but somebody my age who was like born after those games came out just don't really have as much of an interest in it. I think that's like kind of a heavy nostalgia thing.
You know what I want to see them revisit? The Donkey Kong puzzle platformer games like Donkey Kong 94 on the Super Game Boy and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. They did those two games, and then the whole series turned into a Lemmings ripoff. I want to see them do more of those. Those were brilliant games.
No,
they had great references to the original.
So yeah, I don't.
Yeah, right. No,
I don't have anything to say on this one. I'm not really familiar with those two games, so.
Like, if Nintendo's going to do anything like that, like, maybe I would like to see them do something like, I don't know, like something like Clue Clue Land where you can play online or something like that and have like online leaderboards or something, you know, where you can compete against somebody. Like, that's how I'd like to see them revisit it. I just don't think that's going to be a thing, though.
Yeah, Clue Clue Land, definitely not. Wrecking Crew might see some variation, especially... Ironically enough, especially since Mario is supposed to be appearing in the Wreck-It Ralph sequel, maybe we'll see some sort of weird-ass licensed spin-off there. But, again, it's kind of, out of the blue.
I think usually what we're going to see with that kind of stuff, if just predicting, I mean, obviously I don't have any inside information on Nintendo or anything, but like, you know how we got like Balloon Flight for the Wii U, Nintendo Land. I think we'll see stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we'll see reimaginings as part of like package deals, but I don't think we'll ever see like, you know, a full on like Wrecking Crew the game for like Switch or anything like that.
Nintendo Land.
That'd be awesome, right?
I mean, the balloon fight game in Nintendo Land was a blast.
Right.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Well, I know we're out of time, but like I hate to say it, I said it before, but I just don't know if people today, like younger people today, I guess, have that like attention span for games like that, like arcadey kind of games. Like we're so enmeshed with like our goal oriented, get here, unlock a new outfit or unlock a new weapon kind of games. Like I just don't know if those games would sell as well today as they did back in the day. And that's a shame because they're really fun games, but like I know I would probably skip them.
My last statement on the matter is with the NES Classic kind of reintroducing some of these obscure games, maybe that could lead to something, but you know, like Eugene said, it'll probably just be part of the subscription service.
Sure. Cool. Well, Steve, why don't you take us away with our next question from Minus?
So Minus asks, Did you play any Nintendo games with your families over the Thanksgiving weekend? I did not. The majority of my family are not really gamers. I'm kind of the only one. And my wife used to play games with me every once in a while, but she hasn't really found anything on this Switch that really interests her. So I didn't play with them. I did play, a little bit of Pokemon over the Thanksgiving weekend, but I really didn't play much. What about you guys?
I mean, I helped my 4-year-old with Lego Marvel Avengers unlocking the stud multipliers, but beyond that, I haven't. They don't really play anything together, least of all with me.
Right. I busted out the Switch a little bit, but we didn't really play it much. Like I just had some family that were curious about it. They hadn't really seen one, so that's really all I did with it. But we didn't really like dive into any games.
I got a cord for my Switch thanks to my dad, and I played Rocket League on the TV for the first time. They didn't play with me, but like my family watched me play Rocket League, and I won like every match, so that felt good because I got to show off. But yeah, so like I got to share something that I like with my family that's video game related, so that was fun.
What did they think about Rocket League, by the way? I'm sure it was easy to follow for them because it's like, just soccer.
They liked it. I think they thought it was intense, but they seemed to be really into it. I think in part because it was their kid playing it, but still, But yeah, I'm hoping I can do it again sometime because I don't know, it's fun having an audience. I haven't really had that since college, so.
Sure. Yeah, Steve, you said that you didn't get to play any games with your family over the weekend, but you did say that you were away from the family playing Pokemon, so I guess you've got that under your belt.
Yeah. I have a problem.
No, it's quite okay. I did some, how you like break off into your little cliques after the big family dinner? Yeah, we did that type of stuff. So
my little clique is usually a corner by myself because my social anxiety overwhelms me.
Yeah.
Well, that happens too. I mean, no shame in that. You should have brought your Switch with you. You could have been playing some Odyssey.
I did bring my 3DS with me, so.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Well, I guess we don't really have much else to say on this topic unless you wanted to jump in here to Lucas at the end.
I feel like I kind of gave my whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocket League, family.
Rocket League. Yeah, I mean, I played games by myself, but like that's kind of really shared with anybody.
Right. Like I did play games over the holiday, but like I was playing. Like it wasn't like a group thing, unfortunately. So. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that'll do it for that question. Looks like we have one left, though, so why don't you take us away, Lucas?
Gladly, my friend. And this question is from Phantom. He says, both Sony and Microsoft seem to be obsessed with graphics and the frame rate of their games. How important do you think these things are in video games? And I'm actually really opinionated about this one, so I'm kind of happy I inadvertently got to ask it. I don't really care much for graphics. Like I care obviously because like I went back and I played Banjo-Tooie and it looked like a hot mess on my nice pretty TV and like I couldn't really do it. Like so I have a limit and I think everybody has a limit. It's not a black and white issue, but I care and I've always cared so much less about how a game looks than how a game plays. And I know that's kind of like the token answer you're supposed to give, but it's true. Like I had a Wii over PlayStation 3. Was that the PlayStation that was out with the Wii? Probably
Yes.
2 and 3. But like I had that because I liked games like Twilight Princess more than I liked pretty games like BioShock and stuff like that. Like it's always been less for me about even frame rate than it is just about how well a game plays overall, like what the game is giving you as an experience. Me and Phantom were actually talking about this last night when we were playing Rocket League with Eugene and Steve, but like we don't even notice, him and me, when frame rates dip from like 30 to or 60 to 30 and things like that. And I've never really had much of an eye for that. So like, it doesn't bother me at all. I'd much rather play a game that's like a generation behind graphically. That's actually a fun game to play that I enjoy playing. So yeah, I've said the same thing like 5 times now.
So here's my thing with frame rate. Like I am fine with frame. I don't really care if it's 60. I don't really care if it's 30, but it has to be locked at 60 or it has to be locked at 30. Like I don't want my.
Well, I don't want chug. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't need my 60 frame per second game like start chugging to 30 frames per second when there's a lot of enemies on the screen. Like that I don't like, you know?
But I think that goes beyond like overall presentation and into like actual like gameplay hindrance, because that's like
sure,
you know.
Okay, I've got to butt in here for a second because I never understood the need for games to run at 60 frames per second because the human eye can only discern roughly about 10 to 15 frames per second. So once you get, up into 30 and above, it seems like it's not going to make a significant difference. As long as the game runs at 30 frames per second or more, I'm fine with it. I am honestly, I would rather have worse graphics but a smoother game. But what I really like is when the physics engine is good. I don't care if the game looks like an N64 game. If the physics are fun, I'll have fun with the game. Like, I mean, that's my thing. Is I just love playing with physics engines.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I see where you're getting at with the human eye can't see that, but like there is a discernible difference if you like see a game running at 60 and the same game running side by side at 30. Like it just looks smoother, you know.
I will make one other point, and I don't want to cut Steve off because I know he hasn't gone yet. But I was thinking of Steve when I said this because I started thinking of Shovel Knight. 2D games I'm much more snobby about. Like if a 2D game looks like it's like hand drawn and it just doesn't look as pretty, then I don't mean hand drawn, you know what I mean. But if a 2D game looks bad, then it stands out to me more. If a 3D game looks bad, then it's just like, oh, it can't the system can't handle it, That's kind of a different level of like artistic integrity. But even then, like if the game plays well, that kind of beats it out, But I am more of a snob with my 2D games. Steven!
So for me, I have to agree with Eugene. I don't care if the frame rate is 30 or 60 frames a second. It needs to be locked because Justin is right. It is hard to see the difference between 30 and 60 frames if you're just watching a video. But when you're playing a game at either of those frame rates and then it dips to what it's not been performing at, that's where the issue is. So if it's not locked in at its frame rate, to me, that's the most important thing. As far as graphics, I could give a shit less. I enjoyed, Sonic Mania, just as much as I enjoyed
you're
something
playing
like
Minecraft,
Shovel Knight.
so
Well, yeah, and I play Minecraft all the time. So clearly, for me, graphics are not a thing. For me, it's more about, is the game performing well? Even in Minecraft, I'll notice the, frame rate drop, especially when I'm around my redstone machines, because those seem to eat up an insane amount of graphical memory because of what they're doing in the background. But yeah, it's really more about the game being locked into frames per second that seems to make the difference.
Sure. Like instead of like good graphics for me, like like art direction goes a long way, like freaking Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to say something kind of tangential to that. As much as I don't care about like graphics and about how well a game is performing on a system visually, I do care about how a game presents itself, like how a game is supposed to look. Like if your game has a really ugly art style, that might keep me from playing it just because I don't find it visually appealing. But if your game has a nice art style and it doesn't necessarily look the best on my system because it's a little blocky or something like that, that doesn't bother me. Like Okami. Okami is not a pretty game on the Wii, but it's a pretty game. Like it's beautifully drawn and beautifully rendered, and like that makes it a good game for me visually. Whereas a game maybe like I can't even think of one, but like a kind of cheap cash-in indie game that you might find on like the Switch eShop or something, if the art style just looks really generic, that turns me off, even if it looks, if it runs well on the system.
Sure. Cool. Well, that brings us to the end of the question block section. Thank you for everybody who suggested. I can't speak tonight. Thank you for everybody who suggested questions for us. You can too by visiting patreon.com/InfendoRadio. So let's move on, folks, to our change the system section. And Justin, I know you've got to get out of here early, so why don't you lead us into it? What have you been playing this last week?
Yes. Well, I wanted to talk about this week because at least for the regular podcast subscribers, this will be coming out right after my review goes up this weekend. But for you Patreon subscribers and for those of you listening live chat, you'll hear my impressions of this game before it goes up on the website. I have been playing a rather old game for the Switch called Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Tail. Dragon's
Trap, I thought.
Trap. Thank you. I knew it was a T word. Yes. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. This is a remake of an old Master System game. And we were provided a review code for it. A little odd that we got the review code so late, but the game's on sale in the Switch eShop right now, so maybe they wanted to get a little press on it before it went on sale.
Sure.
First of all, the game is absolutely gorgeous. And I'll put some screenshots in my review this weekend, but everything has a very smooth, hand-drawn look. Everything like kind of moves very fluidly. The soundtrack is gorgeously reproduced. Everything, the game is completely untouched. Like the gameplay is, everything plays exactly the same. In fact, there are options to overlay the retro graphics and sound over the game.
Right,
So
I was just going to say that. That's awesome.
You can basically play it in a high definition version of the Master System. You even have the option to set the monitor, like the type of monitor you have, or play the music with or without the FM chip.
Oh, cool.
So that's really
that's
cool.
A lot of like cool little interesting options that you can fiddle with.
Oh yeah, I mean it's, and I will say switching, if you press the I think it's the R button while you are playing, it will automatically switch the graphics back to the retro and switch it back when you tap it again. This is actually handy because like a lot of games that are ultra detailed, like, say Donkey Kong Country, where it's ultra detailed, it's kind of hard to tell where the boundaries of an area are. But if you switch it to 8-bit mode, you can clearly see where the blocks are, so find your way. And it does, because the game is unaltered from the Master System version, there are some of the old 8-bit trappings. The enemies kind of, gang up on you occasionally, and difficulty spikes. I'm in the last section of the game, and the difficulty just ramped right up. So it's going to take a bit of a slog to get to the end of this by the weekend. But the game is kind of like a Zelda 2 meets Metroidvania. So you run around with either a melee weapon or a short range attack. You have a few little items that can, do range attacks or screen attacks and stuff like that are limited. And then you kind of platform around, hitting, beating enemies along the way, but you're navigating this kind of intertwined world. And basically you're going from one area to the next. What? Anyway, Eugene just distracted me. You go from one area to the next, and basically what happened is you start out as this Wonder Boy character who apparently appeared in several Master System and various other Sega System games. but he gets transformed into all these creatures. Every time he defeats a dragon, it changes him into a different creature. This creature has different abilities. Later in the game, you gain the ability to swap between them, and this helps you navigate the different areas. It took me a little while to get into.
So
I need to turn the video off because you guys are distracting me.
I want to ask you a question about this game before you run out of time here real quick. So do you think they should have updated like the way that the game played, or like how does it like, because you were sounding like you were kind of having a hard time getting into it because of it.
I did have a hard time getting into it because of it. Once I learned kind of how the game works, it became a lot easier. But yeah, it does, like I said, kind of fall into those 8-bit traps where the enemies just don't really do anything. They just get in your way, and they're a slog to get through. And some of them, move in erratic patterns that make it hard to hit them, and they'll hit you all the time. So yeah, it would have been nice to have had like maybe a few more gameplay updates, or have the option to switch on some updates. But the game itself actually has aged incredibly well, and with the graphics and sound updated, like I'm planning on downloading both the
awesome
updated soundtrack and the original Master System soundtrack. It's that good.
And that's awesome. And you were saying that it was on sale this week too, so like now might be a good time to pick it up.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what the price is because it shows up as already purchased on mine because,
right.
I downloaded it. But JZ Beast just looked it up on the eShop right now. If you could tell the chat how much it is, I'd appreciate that. But, yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I recommend it, especially if it's, in the 10, 15. He says it's currently $13.99. I think for that much, it's definitely worth getting. It's an old school game with a very new coat of paint.
And sounds like you're really enjoying it.
Yeah, I didn't expect to, and it took me a little while to warm up to it. But once I did, I loved it, and I hope we get more Wonder Boy remakes in the future.
Final question about this for you before we move on to the next person. Are you playing this with your 8-bit do?
Yes. Oh, that was the other thing. It's a great opportunity to use my 8-bit do controller because the D-pad is just perfect for it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's awesome.
And yeah, there's like no other way to play it. And with that, right. I'm actually gonna sign out because girlfriend's here. Gotta spend some time with her. But follow me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. All of my gaming information is there, so send me a friend request on the Switch, Wii U, 3DS, etc. You can also, if we're following each other on Twitter, you can find me on Miiverse. I've actually been using it, not Miiverse, Miitomo. I've actually been using it daily. This is the first month in a long time that I've actually made the 25-day reward of 2,000
wow
pounds, so.
That's impressive, actually.
But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Good luck to all the patrons on the Super NES Classic contest.
As well as the Pokemon Bank contest. All right, see you, Justin. Have a good night.
I'm going to pretend I know what that is.
Oh, Justin.
All right, good night, all.
Well, night. I'm waiting for you to leave so I can talk about you behind your back and go, how does he not know? We're doing it tonight.
There
he goes.
There you go, Lucas.
How does he not know? We're doing it tonight.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. All right, Steve, why don't you take us away into some of the games you've been playing?
Pokemon. I have been playing a crap ton of Pokemon. And Lucas, you might have to jump in with me a little bit here.
Hate you for being farther in that game than me.
Am I actually further than you in the game?
Have you made it inside of Po Town?
Oh, yeah, I'm done with that. I am just about to the entrance of the 4th island.
Yeah, you're farther than me because when we get to my change the system, you'll all hear. Don't you give it away. When we get to my change the system, you'll all hear why Steve is farther than me in Pokemon, and it will piss you off, or actually, it'll probably just make you laugh at me. But okay, Steve, go.
For the record, everybody, for once in my life, I am beating Lucas at something. This never happens. I'm going to revel in this fact
For the first time in forever.
For the first time in Infendo history, I am beating Lucas at something. Once. So, yeah, so I'm just like to the entrance to the 4th island. I almost lost I don't know how many hours of gameplay because I pulled my 3DS out of my backpack the other day. And
it's red?
It was flashing. And my 3DS, when it's flashing, it's like, hey, I'm flashing, I'm dead. There's like no time. So I'm like, oh God, please save. And then the save button is in a different menu and I couldn't, or, in a different spot. I couldn't remember where it is. So I'm panicking as it's saving. I got it saved. We're all good.
Dude, imagine, I don't even want to say it, but imagine if it died like right in the middle of the save and your save file got corrupted.
Oh God, I hate you for even saying that. I have some very rare Pokemon in that version of the game right now. So I know Mike, because he's not here, he did actually lose some gameplay progress. What, Lucas? About 2 or 3 hours? Because the same thing happened to him.
Mike made it to the 2nd island, and then he booted up his game, and he was back on the 1st island.
Yeah.
And that 1st island is super tutorially.
And so super boring.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that, man. That might make me put the game away for a month or two,
So for those of you sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for the Pokemon spoiler cast, it's going to be a while. Especially if Lucas can't get his shit together, unfortunately. I finally played Rocket League for the first time. I am so sorry to everybody that was on my team that first night.
No way! You were pretty
good. We were a functioning unit.
Oh, I've actually scored a couple goals. That game is so much fun. I will not play it by myself, though. I cannot do it. That is multiplayer or bust for me. Honestly, like Splatoon.
The problem with unlike Splatoon, in Splatoon, the problem with online multiplayer is your teammates freaking drive you insane and they suck and you can't coordinate anything. In Rocket League, it's just boring.
Yeah.
In Rocket League, it's just boring to play with strangers. Yeah. I gotta play with you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. I put in Rocket League for a little bit to kind of practice and did a little bit of stuff like some solo online play, and I honestly just switched away from that and went into the career mode and started doing that instead.
Yeah. So
yeah, I feel you there.
And then the last game I've been playing, I finished up Sonic Forces the other night. I don't remember if it was Monday night or if it was Tuesday night. I've been staying up way too late lately and don't know what's going on anymore. I finished Sonic Forces. I really enjoyed that game. That being said, it is incredibly short unless you're planning on 100%ing the game. I have put 5 hours into both Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania, and that's probably all I'll put, for the majority of my gameplay. I will continue to play because I do enjoy those games. I'll continue to play them as an arcadey, hey, I don't know what I want to play tonight. Yeah. I'll just play a couple levels of Sonic, something like that, because I do that quite a bit. Really good game, decent story, cheesy as hell, which you come to expect from your Sonic games. I really enjoyed it. Money well spent. The soundtrack is amazing. I cannot wait to find a good copy of that soundtrack.
Eugene,
I'm sorry, Eugene. I'm so sorry. I know you hate this.
You gotta put your bias aside for this one. I am nominating it for soundtrack of 2017.
Absolutely,
it is. I can't get the music out of my head, dude.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
I can't get fucking City Escape out of my head. Doesn't make it a good song.
It is a great song. Just because you turned off from the most wonderful things in the world doesn't mean they're bad.
I'll give the soundtrack a listen. I actually really liked that mashup you sent earlier yesterday, so that was.
And we have that on recording, people.
kind of like the game itself, the soundtrack also kind of has 3 different variations for everyone.
Yeah.
Like there's classic Sonic music that sounds like it belongs in an old game. There's the modern stuff, which is the typical like, you know, rock and roll kind of like exciting stuff. And there's like the weird lyrical stuff that comes with like the Avatar controlled character. So there's kind of a diversity in the soundtrack too.
So yeah, so that's basically everything I've been playing, all 3 of those games.
Cool. Well, I guess I will jump in here, and I'll save you for last with this because I really don't really have much here.
You sound like those guys on that episode of South Park. From.
Only because I want to break up the Sonic talk because I know you've been talking Sonic, and I'll tell you about some of the games that I've been playing. So yeah, most of my game time actually this week has been with you guys. So I've been playing a ton of Rocket League. I didn't get to play much else aside from some, you know, kind of pick up and play games. But I did want to talk about my time with Animal Crossing on mobile because surprisingly, I'm actually kind of enjoying that game. I do have some gripes though. So your Animal Crossing games are pretty much like nothing else but like just like click this and click that, right? Like it's just busy work. So the fun of the game comes from like, you know, the dialogue and the collecting and all that fun stuff. The writing in this game just really isn't good at all. Like I just it's almost laughably bad. It's just like so bland. It's just soulless, you know? Like you can tell that it wasn't like anything that came out of Treehouse for sure. So that kind of bummed me out. Another thing, like even like when you're just like getting an item or whatever, you know, like usually like in an Animal Crossing game, even if you get like a fucking bass or something like that, it's like it's another bass, like, you know, it does something. Yeah. Just there's nothing like that. It's nothing. So that kind of bummed me out because that's, you know, that's really the whole game. But other than that, it is Animal Crossing and it is fun. Like there is a game to be had there. I just wish that there was more to it, like more heart, more soul. So that's it for.
Can I ask you a question? I love Animal Crossing, and I didn't get into it until like I was 23, so it's a new addiction for me. I've only ever really played New Leaf for more than like a couple hours. Do you think I'd enjoy it? Like, because I've kind of been on the fence about actually even trying it. Like, I just the soulless thing that you said kind of turns me off. Like, I don't just want goal-oriented like Animal Crossing lookalike. I want like Animal Crossing. Like, should I just keep playing the 3DS version and enjoy my little neighborhood, or?
Honestly, that's probably. I would say, yeah, you're gonna have way more fun on that game. Honestly, like, it's just, yeah, there's just not much to be had there.
It's missing.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely worth just checking out because you know it's free. So like if you clear up enough space on your phone and you happen to have enough space to download it, like give it a shot. But like I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be uninstalling this game after like a couple of hours, if even that. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate because like the mobile platform is really where Animal Crossing belongs, you know. So like it's kind of sad that we got this like super stripped down version on mobile. So I don't know. I know Mike has been playing it a lot. It seems like he's liking it, but I think he's probably enjoying it a little bit more than I am. So I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I popped into Mario Odyssey every once in a while. Like I said last week, I'm kind of picking up that game. Kind of like what Steve said with like those smaller games like Sonic. Like I've already beaten the game, but now I'm just kind of popping in when I can't really figure out what I want to play or if like there's nobody online to play games with or whatever, So.
I was actually just talking to Mike the other day about how I kind of want to start replaying Odyssey soon. So
already?
Oh my God, you're nuts!
Finished it. Well, he did this with Breath of the Wild, though. Remember?
Make this known. I never really, well, maybe in like 10 years, but I don't really plan to like 100% Mario Odyssey again. Like I've done it. Like there's nothing else to do with that. But like I'd love to go back and just play through all the places again. See everything before you fix them and after and stuff like that. I like replaying good games. And I don't know. I feel like you get kind of a unique perspective on a game when you've played it more than once. So,
or when you're not worried about something.
Actually, yeah. getting to play a game when you already know what's going to happen is kind of chill because you don't really have to freak
Right.
out and be like, is the game going to end soon? Is it almost over? Is it going to suck? Like, you know, you go in and you know what you're getting. It's a fun game.
That's where I am with Pokemon. For the first time, I'm being able to play a Pokemon game without having to worry about catching some of these Pokemon.
Yeah.
You were saying that last week. Yeah. Well, awesome.
Sorry,
well,
Lucas,
that's
go ahead.
it for me. So, yeah, Lucas, why don't you take us away?
All right. I'm going to start with Sonic because Pokemon is more interesting. But yeah, Sonic Forces, I got it too. I beat the story in a day, but it's a Sonic game and it's a modern Sonic game. So of course you're going to beat the story in a day. Kind of like Steve said, I wrote a review on Infendo.com if you want to check it out. It sounds harsher than I love the game. But the game has a lot of faults. Like even by like Sonic standards, the game is missing some things. It wants to be like a serious game like Sonic Adventure, but it's got the plot construction of like a modern Sonic Colors kind of game. So even though the stakes are high and the world is ending and people are dying and like there's a 6-month Sonic gets tortured thing, like it's all told through like narrative and short little kind of cartoony cutscenes. So
Sure.
I don't know, that was kind of weird. Like if you have an imagination and if you really like Sonic, you're going to really like the story. If you don't really give a crap about Sonic, you're just going to be like, okay, this is another Sonic game with nothing like new to provide me. The internet is tearing this game a new one, and I don't really see it personally. I think it's my favorite Sonic game in like the last 10 or 15 years. Like short of the adventure games and maybe a couple of ones on the GameCube, like this is a really freaking good game. And I just found out there's a ton of extra stuff to do after you beat it, like missions within old levels and stuff. So I'm trying to 100% that because, God, I love it. But that's pretty much all my Sonic stuff. I've pretty much been exclusively playing that in my off time. When I'm not playing that, however, usually around 1 in the morning when Steve texts me and wants to hang out, I've been playing Pokemon.
Be up.
But you are.
Yeah.
So usually about midnight or 1 o'clock every morning, I jump on Pokemon's Ultra Sun. And I decided I wanted a particular Pokemon, Graveler, because it has an interesting hidden ability and I can do a lot of cool stuff with it. In order to get a hidden ability, you have to chain for a Pokemon, which means you have to go into a battle and make a bunch of them faint and have them call on allies. And if you keep knocking them out and building up the chain, eventually you'll find one with a hidden ability. And it's kind of rare. Much rarer than that is getting a shiny Pokemon, which is like a 1 in 4,000 odd. I think it goes down to like 1 in, I don't know, couple hundred.
Yeah, it's like one
chaining.
in 4,000 to start out, 1 in 2,000 if you've got a shiny charm, and that slowly decreases as you chain longer.
Yeah. So the first few nights, I realized that Graveler can explode. So I needed a Pokemon that could prevent explosions. So I got a Parasect who has the ability to prevent explosions. Then I realized there's no way to tell what ability Graveler has in the middle of battle. So I taught my Parasect Worry Seed, which shows you the ability that it has before it swaps it out with a different ability. Then I gave my Parasect a move that allows it to damage the Pokemon without ever killing it. So then I started chaining after like 4 nights of this hell and trying to trade online with Steve to find one with the ability to no avail.
After like 10 or 11 trades between the two of us.
So we're in like night 4 or 5 of this hellish project, and I'm chaining for like a good hour and a half, and I find a shiny. And of course I have to catch it because it's so rare. So I catch the shiny, and then it's like 3:30 in the morning, and I go to bed because I'm not starting another chain like that late into the night. Last night, I get on again. I start chaining at like 2 a.m. About 3 or 3:15, I find a second shiny. So I have to catch it because they're so rare.
Which, mind you, breaks
So
the
now
chain. He's been chaining for an hour to an hour and a half at this point.
So now I've got 2 really rare Geodudes that don't have the ability I want. I don't care if they're shiny. I just want it to do the thing I want it to do. But for the life of me, I can't get the easy one. I'm getting the really freaking rare one.
Well, here's the best part. Guess which game he's doing all of his chaining in?
The new Ultra Sun that I'm racing with Steve to be the best.
Like so no one ever was.
So yeah, so I legit went from being like every other time I play a game, being miles beyond everybody else because I play them like all day, every day when I have my free time, to being behind him, and it's driving me nuts.
Now,
It's
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I need to bring something to your attention. Right? I just lost it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
God, I'm like, go ahead.
That was an instantaneous
it
loss
was-
of thought.
It was such a good point, too.
Well, if you think of it while I'm talking,
Yeah, I'll interrupt you.
here's the thing. It's driving me freaking nuts. Other than that, Rocket League. I've been playing some Rocket League. I'm dying to play Mario. I'm just going a little over because what the hell? I'm dying to play Mario Party again. Like you heard that earlier on in the night. I'm having a Mario Party like freak out right now, and I want some Mario Party. So I'm thinking of trying to break out the GameCube. I've got it over here. Maybe playing some Mario Party 4 because I don't know. I feel like I've played 2 and 3 to death, and I never really owned 1. I only rented it from Blockbuster when I was a little kid. So, yeah, I'd love to play Mario Party at some point. But
So,
whatever.
The point I was going to make was, what was Lucas making fun of me for last week? Going back, halting progress completely to do something I really didn't need to do.
And now where am I?
So what's Lucas
I'm
doing this week, guys?
Going back, halting progress to do something completely freaking unnecessary. I totally understand your point. Yeah. Like I said, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Follow my horrid exploits on Twitter if you really want to know more about it. But yeah, that's been my life. And please, by all means, go check out the Sonic Forces review. Like I'm proud of that review. I was objective. It's a game I love, but I know it's not the best game ever. And I think I did a good job on it. So maybe go to infendo.com and read it, you know? Yeah, and as Eugene subtly wrote me in the text, we are going to jump into our next segment. And since I'm a blabbermouth and I called first dibs anyway, we're going to be thanking you guys because that's a little something that we do to all of the wonderful patrons that we have at the end of every month on our last show. And last month we had like 5 or 6 of you guys. This month we have 22. And we know that that's in no small part because of the really awesome contest that we've got that's coming up soon for the SNES Mini. But all the same, like your guys' support is freaking awesome, and it makes us like love what we do even more. So we want to thank each of you briefly, individually, by name, or at least the name you gave us. And I'm going to take the first batch here. Awesome. So thank you, Phantom. Thank you, Minus64. You guys are some of like our top contributors and like some of our best friends on and off the show. So that's super cool. Thank you to Cody Andrew, who is my personal childhood friend who gave us $20 this month. That's freaking amazing. Thank you to Andrew Searson, who is another one of our longtime listeners, and Heather White, who is again a longtime listener. I got all the longtime listeners because you guys are like the big donors and you guys are all at the top of our list. But really, you guys are all amazing. Jay-Z Beast, who's another big one, Robert Gagnon, and Mark Nowak.
Awesome.
So,
like you're up, Steve.
Same thing as Lucas said. You guys are amazing. We do this show because we have fun doing it. But the fact that you guys actually choose to listen to us every week is really, really cool. We don't take that lightly. And thank you so much to every single one of you. Modern Inferno is on the list. Mike, Corky Dog, because it is a prerequisite that at least 75% of you have to be named Mike. In fact, Michael Larson is my next name. I get the pleasure of, thanking Really Fat Sack 51, Anthony Catton, or Caton, if I butchered your name, I'm so sorry. Tyrell Warner, I work with you, and I'm throwing a bonus one in there. He said not to thank him. I'm going to thank him anyway because I fucking work with him. Monty Sloman, thank you so much for your donation as well. Anthony Catton, Tyrell, Jonathan Lewis, and Mustard Giant Cow.
Nice.
I love these names.
I know.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, like doubly what freaking Lucas and Steve said. Thank you, people for contributing to our Patreon. Like, we started this podcast like humbly, like a little over a year ago with just a few of us, and it's grown to what it is today. And I think we put out a pretty good product, and you guys have supported us, so I think you guys feel the same way. And we really do appreciate your support. Like, it does go a long way. It might not seem like a lot to you, but like even just $1 like really helps us out, so it's great. We love it. We love that you guys are here with us. So with that said, we have Apollo Lemon, we have Fat Sack 51. Thank you, Fat Sack. I actually work with Fat Sack 51. That's my buddy from work, so thank you for contributing. Go check out his Twitch channel, actually, by the way. We also have Nick Grossman, we have John Hutzel. Thank you, guys. We also have Daniel Gaskin. He's actually just a patron as of today, so thank you for joining us today. And then we also have Rocco. So yeah, if you guys are wanting to know how to become our patrons, just go to patreon.com/InfendoRadio. Like we say every week, even if you don't contribute any money, just say hi, pop into one of the chats and say hello. So yeah, with that said, I think that is going to bring us to the end of the show, guys. So what do you say we get out of here?
Did we get a voicemail?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I forgot two things. First, we have a contest to give away.
Oh my.
And no, unfortunately we didn't have any voicemails yet. So let me turn on my little screen share here.
Eugene,
for
put
the
porn away.
Now, just to clarify, this is not the contest that we're announcing at the beginning of next month for the SNES Mini. This is the contest that apparently we didn't even know existed until tonight, for the Pikachu Pokemon Bank, the little automatic handy coin thing. Eugene, can I give like the specs of the contest while you're doing that? Do you mind?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So we had like a retweeting campaign on Twitter for this one, and we got like 75 retweets. So
yeah, it was brilliant.
Thank you, everyone who did that, because that's freaking amazing. And I guess a lot of people really want a little automatic Pikachu coin bank from ThinkGeek, which is an amazing group that we've actually worked with before for giveaways. We love giveaways. Giveaways are awesome. So with all said and done, I think Eugene is just about maybe ready. We'll see if he's ready.
Stall for me a second. I'm getting this rolling. I don't know actually if the screen share is going to work.
He doesn't know if the screen share is gonna work. We're always prepared at Infendo.
Okay, so unfortunately, the screen sharing isn't going to work, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys the random name picker that I have on here. But basically how it worked is I found a random name picker online. I inputted all 75 of those people in there, and thank you so much for joining. Like Lucas said, again, it was a wonderful response. So without further ado, let me click on the button here and let's choose ourselves a winner. So the winner of the contest is, I don't recognize this name,
Gentis One,
but it is,
I'm kidding.
no, it is Lort Dancer. So at Lort Dancer, I'll shoot you a tweet here. But thank you, Lort Dancer, for being part of our Twitter contest. You are our winner. So yeah, I'll get in touch with you in the next couple of days, and I'll get that sent out to you.
Golf clap, everybody!
So congratulations.
Golf clap. We don't want to spike the mics.
Now. Funny enough, our like really big giveaway that we're doing in a couple of days has much better odds.
Yeah.
To be a part of the SNES Mini one, you just have to be a $1 patron tier or higher on our Patreon, and we have 22 people in our Patreon right now. So right now the odds are 1 in 22 for you guys.
And feel free to join the bidding war. We are perfectly fine with that.
Well, I'm really excited for you guys. I really want you guys to win. Unfortunately, I kind of want all of you to win because I love you all. But like by all means, I wish you all the best of luck. And congratulations to our winner for this contest. That was actually some really high odds, so good for you. But yeah, good luck, guys. Right. I really hope the best for all of you. I hope one of you guys wins it and you have a great time with it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for entering the contest. We hope to have some other cool little giveaways like that in the future. So yeah, just stay tuned. You can probably see all that stuff if you follow us on Twitter or listen to the show. So yeah, continue to do that if you're interested in some good goodies. So all right, without any further ado, Lucas, why don't you take us out of here? Where can we find you on the internet this week?
Right. Well, if you haven't gotten sick of me after that show, you can find me on my Twitter handle at Mike_DA_parrot. That's where I post all my nonsense. You can find my serious. I'm working on a game, and it's getting close. I know I say that a lot, but it's getting really close. I'm trying to do like daily updates on Twitter right now. I'm kind of failing because I've been working my real jobs, but I want a demo out there, and I'm working on getting that out. So if you want to keep up to date on that, you can follow me at LUKASPEACE_ Lucas Peace _. Those are my Twitter handles. So please, by all means, follow me, find out what I'm doing with my life, or just have some funny memes, because that's what I do too. So yeah, that's me.
Why don't you tell us where we can find Mike too? I feel you're the most appropriate person for that.
That's a good point. I feel bad that I didn't think of that. Mike, who is our other podcast co-host who could not make it tonight, is on Twitter as well. He is Mike, MIKE _the_poet. He will be the gentleman with the portrait that has him with a narwhal face. So if you want to go meet a real life half man, half narwhal, Mike's your guy. And also he posts a lot, so there's a lot to see and do there. So that's Mike. I'm sure he has other stuff too, like a Facebook or a Mitomo or something, but I don't really pay that much attention when we do our closeouts. So sorry, Mike, you're just getting a Twitter shout out today, but we love you and we can't wait till you're on next week.
Awesome. Steve, where can we find you online this week?
This week, as opposed to any other week, you can find me at Gentis1 on Twitter. And if you look at my pinned tweet, I have my friend codes for Switch and 3DS and Wii U and PlayStation, but I'm not an active PlayStation member anymore, so sorry about that. But yeah, and you'll probably find me playing Rocket League this weekend. I plan on playing a lot on Saturday night.
Awesome. Well, you can find me online at Infendo Eugene for my personal Twitter. You can follow Infendo on Twitter at Infendo. You can follow everything that Infendo is doing at www.infendo.com. And if you want to come and play some games with the Infendo crew and some of the Infendo community alike, go ahead and join our Discord channel, which you can find in the at Infendo description. Or description within the profile tag or whatever. You know how to use Twitter. Find the fucking link. Yeah, that's fucking it, guys. I just added 2 more shots to the drinking game, so if you're not drunk already, good luck now.
I think the final count was 12.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. But thank you again for joining the show, and we will see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Wait, let me play you guys out with a little bit of funky music.
Oh, he wants to make sure.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Raise
Put
the
the kids to
reef.
sleep.
Raise the reef.
Bye, guys.
Oh, shit.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Lucas, I feel like it should be you that says peace at the end of the show.
It says what?
That says peace.
Yeah, it should be, but that would be too predictable. We have to mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Phantom? What's up, Minus? And looks like we still got Andy. How y'all doing?
Well, I'm free to
I'm
talk.
gonna end the live stream here. So everybody say goodbye to the live stream.
Hi, live stream.
Peace.
See ya.